All you can do is lay down, sugar. Mommy has to work. You've been very, very bullying. Very, very bullying. Hey, Ernest. Hopefully it'll be smooth. I'm glad y'all are in here. I think I forgot to add one moderator that asked the other day. He set an alarm. That's cool. Grady does everything he can to prevent me from working. And I keep asking him who's going to buy the milk bones then. He doesn't care. He does not care who's going to buy the milk bones. Lay down. Trying to make sure my mic doesn't pick up my breath. Hey, everybody. I got to do my hair. Sunday was a good time slot. Last week I actually did 3 o'clock. I wanted to move it up a little earlier because it gets dark so early. Hey. And Grady likes to go for a WALK. Right now he's just being a bad boy. Go lay down. You cannot be a bully. I've literally given you everything. Everything. Mommy has to work. I guess he has to get used to the new setup, you know? Hey, everybody. Thank you all so much for moderating. I think that, I don't know how you are doing it. Yeah, he's my emotional support animal too, so he's like the best. Go lay down, sugar. Mommy's just working. You can't go until after it's done, okay? Go on. Can y'all see him? He's just right there. I'm going to show you. If you want to be in the video, then you'll be in it. Are you sort of, do you want to go let mommy work? He's scared of sounds, of loud noises. And we live near Main Street, and there's a whole bunch of people like with loud cars and stuff that go by, and it scares him to death. Welcome in, everybody. I've got lots of, oh, here it's not too cold. Here it's, I'm in Los Angeles. It's probably 65 to 70 right now. So we're good. He's a sweet baby. He's still behind me. I love you. You want to lay down? If I give you like beds to lay beside me, you don't want to. You want to lay on the couch. I literally bought a whole couch so you'd be more comfortable. True story. True story. What's up, baby? What's wrong? I gave you a treat. I gave you Wawa. I gave you an ice cream cup. And I gave you Caillou. Now go watch Caillou. Go. Buffalo, New York. I went there one time. Y'all, we're definitely going to get to 1 million subs. If you're coming into the room, we're going to do some makeup. I'm trying to get myself to stop using ColourPop, but I really don't have any foundation that I prefer to it. I found my Huda Beauty Empowered palette, though. I've been looking for that. I have pretty, I kind of missed it, kind of pretty fall colors. This color looks kind of magical. So I feel like maybe doing just like a dark smoky eye with that on top. But I've been doing plum. Okay, hey guys, did you hear that? Thank you, Gordy. Double click the like button frequently. Can y'all do that? Can y'all double click the like button for me? My favorite palette. Oh no. See, I'm kind of old school, so you can't break me of things like the Soft Glam palette by Anastasia. You know, things like that. I love Soft Glam, Modern Renaissance. The newer palettes, I like some of them, but I don't love them, so I buy singles from ColourPop and make my own palettes with colors that I'll actually use. Because a lot of times you get, you know, in the palette, am I going to use all these colors? Right? I know my hair is wrecked. I have a hair tool. Well, no, this palette is actually good. I would probably use all these colors. But you know, there's some palettes where you're really only going to use like a quadrant of it. So instead, I like to buy singles. You can buy them from MAC. That's expensive. Or you can buy them from, I broke one. I'm very sad about it. I haven't cleaned it up. ColourPop. Just like colors I want to use. And then you just buy a palette on Amazon, you make your own thing. How do you slow down the chat speed? Oh, actually, you know what? I think I saw a button to slow down the chat speed, but I don't know how to do it right now. I think I saw it, but I wasn't sure the ramifications of it. It said something funny about it. So I guess if you've seen people do it safely, then I can do it. Yeah, be nice or be gone. The moderators are going to take you out, okay? And there's nothing not to be nice about. My name is Tanya Meisenbach. I'll check it out, though. I'm happy that if you've seen somebody do it. I'm a domestic violence burn survivor, and what that means is I was set on fire by my husband, and it was 7 years ago. It'll be 7 years on December 18th. Thank you. My hair is a wig, even though I'm treating it like my own. I'm putting them down with lace bond lately and wearing them for a few days just because I like waking up with my hair the way I want it. I've never really done that before, but I think I'm going to have to give up and get a relaxer on my natural hair because I have been trying to be natural for years and I just can't do it. If you do like a silk press on me, it's going to last like 10 seconds because my scalp, hey Rachel, my scalp sweats extra because my face can't sweat and it's just a wreck. I mean, it's immediately a wreck. So I think I'm going to relax it. I know it's dangerous, but I got to look cute because I'm a model now. Did you know it? I'm with ZBD Acting and Modeling Agency. They're an inclusive agency. And I'm a domestic violence burn survivor. So I got set on fire by my husband. At first, he said it was an accident. We were sitting by our fire pit. And I believed that for many, many years. I shouldn't have believed it because for many, many years before that, also for many, many years before that, the one that says, "Do your burns hurt?" over and over again. If you repeat yourself over and over again, you'll get quieted for a minute. You'll get silenced. It's messing up the flow of the chat. I shouldn't have believed them because for all like 15 years before, I dealt with narcissistic abuse. So that means emotional abuse. And I didn't know that was abuse. And someone reminded me, like last night, that like used to say he took great care of you. He did all these things. I did say that because he did pretend to take care of me. But at the same time, I wasn't being honest with myself because he was also doing things like stealing my pain medicine and just still being his same self, you know? I'll go into more detail as we get more people into the room. But there was no reason for me to believe it. And I think I just lived in my own, like, land where, in my mind, before this happened, I was living the dream. Even though things were tough, I'd be like, okay, well, he's an alcoholic and my marriage is a little bit difficult and he disappears 3 times a week. But you know what? I'm living the life. We just renewed our vows in the French Alps a month before this happened. So, I would, I've been thinking about it all day because I'm trying to make sure that I heal what's broken in me that allows that to happen because we always have a part in things. I mean, unless you're a child being attacked by someone, you always have a part. It's not your fault, but why was I okay with being treated so badly all those years? What was broken in me? And it's important that you do that so that it doesn't keep happening to you. You know, like everybody's asking the questions. If you just listen. I want you to put on your listening ears. Melanie, I've had my entire face reconstructed. I just got to tell thank you, Kurt. If you come into chats just to say ugly things, you know what? I'm just going to pray for you because you really need help. You're messed up. Yeah, I mean, you are effed up. To put it nicely, I don't use the curse words because there's kids watching. Hey, I'm 52 years old. It's hard for me to see your comments because they're going so fast. I am told I am going to try to slow them down next time, but until then, we're going to just talk. Thank you, PPs. I be praying all the time. I prayed my way out of this. It was, let's see how many people are in. If we get started, 355. Y'all be sure to double click the thumbs up symbol. That is the metric that isn't working out for me. Hundreds of thousands of people are coming through my live, but then there's only a few thousand thumbs ups. So that will rank my live lower than it should be because we want to reach people. I don't do this, well, I do. I do this to heal me because I found it helps me a lot to tell my story, even before I remembered or accepted that he did it on purpose. I found it very cathartic because of all the discrimination you face just for having a facial difference, you know. So, welcome in. I was in a coma for 2 months and in the hospital for 6 months. And when I went home with my abuser because he wasn't questioned. Let's get started with some story time. I want to do a smoky eye today because I've got my Huda Beauty Empowered palette. I'm really bad at hair, so everybody who's cringing at what I'm doing, just let it go. I'm going to put the hair clips in it. I ordered some rollers so I can style my wig. I want it to be like bouncy, you know? I want it to be like cute and bouncy, but I ordered some rollers and some texturizing spray, but it's not here yet. And I just washed it. So it was December 18th of 2000. Grady, what's wrong, sugar? Why are you staying here? Are you scared of something? What's wrong? There's nothing scary outside. It's my puppy dog. You know, we gotta take a break for the puppy dog. Hold on. There's nothing scary. He's not laying on the couch or anything. There's nothing scary outside. What's wrong? My thing fell over. What's wrong? Oh, what's wrong? What are you scared of, baby? You can lay, there's a couch right here. You can lay on the couch right here beside me. It's not far. What's wrong? He's 126 pounds and he's such a scaredy cat. ASMR water time. Yeah. Can we turn that into ASMR? He's a big dog and okay, I love you. When he drinks a bowl of water, it sounds crazy. Y'all are right. I'm going to get a mic and record that. I did survive a burn. I survived very bad burns. We sat by the fire pit. I'm gonna put these clips in so I can do something that I'm actually. Oh, I see. I think there's something, some kind of car show or something around where I live on the weekend because on Sundays, a lot of like motorcycles or hot rods or, those loud mufflers come by and it scares him to death. Before we lived like in like a gated community, like nobody drives by on the cul-de-sac, and now our life has changed a lot. A lot was lost. That's why I said I thought I was living the dream, but I was living the nothing, I was living the lie. Because, the narcissists don't really love you at all. That's not what love is. Love doesn't hurt. Love isn't a struggle every day. And we renewed our vows in November of 2018 in the French Alps. And he messed it up. Like one of the things he would often do is disappear. Like if anybody in the world has abandonment issues, I do. I get that. I've done therapy forever. My mother never raised me. She left me with my grandma at birth. I had a very good life. I had a better life. Thank God she left me because she's a hot mess, right? However, you can imagine where you get that abandonment thing from. And I always would have like, this is going kind of deep today. I would always have like those boyfriends like back in the day. I don't know if y'all are old enough. I'm 52. So people would ghost you back in the day, and there's nothing you would even know. Like, they go out with you, and after a while, maybe they get what they want, and then all of a sudden you can't find them. And all you have then, you don't have a cell phone, you don't have YouTube, you don't have any communication. People just disappear, and that was a thing for me. I've never really talked about that. It happened a few times, and I'm just like, what the heck? I think I'm head over heels for a guy, and you know, please only ask one time what happened, because I'm talking about what happened. If you keep asking, it'll mess up the chat and they'll mute you for a minute. So please only ask. There's lots of mods, but there's a lot of people in the room. The mods are working hard. If you're asking the same question over and over again, you're just going to get taken out or silenced. Or I don't even know how to be a mod. They're amazing. You're going to get silenced or you're going to get blocked. Okay? So one time, because I'm talking about it, one ask, and then put on your listening ears. Take away your spamming ears. It's okay. It's because people come in and do it on purpose to mess up the flow. So that's why I'm saying it. Because you're doing it genuinely, wanting to know, but some people are not being nice when they do it. So, you know, some people, thank you for the gift, mess it up for everybody else. So, yeah. Anyway, we renewed our vows in the French Alps. It was our 10-year wedding anniversary, but we had actually been together for 15 years. He was my second husband, and he was awful. Fortunately, he's not the father of my kids, but it was a nightmare being with him because he really fed into that abandonment thing by like he's that guy who's going to go out with his friends and not call you, not come home. And he would test that a little bit throughout the years, but not too much. But there were definitely incidents where it's like, why didn't you come home last night? Right? So, the years went on and my kids were teenagers. It was hard. It was a hard time for me, honestly. The kids were going through a lot medically. They had medical issues, like my son, and it's just a lot when I think about it, right? So I didn't really have time to deal with this narcissist, but that's what they're counting on. They're counting on you being like their parent because they're childish. And all the years he would disappear. Literally, just he's mad at me for not forgiving him for something. And he would turn off his phone and go out like all night. I mean, like, he's not coming until the bar closes. Number one, all these years, I truly believed that he wasn't cheating on me, that he was just doing this because he was an alcoholic, right? It's like, okay, you have this problem drinking, and I'm your wife, and I'm going to stand by you, which, I'm not discouraging you from doing that if you're in that situation, but I would never do it again because that was not the case. You can't save anybody that doesn't want to be saved. Now, in reality, my clip is too big and y'all just don't ignore it, okay? In reality, he was a drug addict and I never even knew it. I just thought his behavior was due to alcohol, but he was on drugs. I wouldn't know that until I met him in 2004, and I didn't know that until 2023 that he was actually on drugs. So, my first husband is not alive. The man who set me on fire is alive. I saw that question go by. And he lives, and he's a free man in Atlanta, Georgia. And we're getting to that, okay? You gotta hang in there. We're getting to that. Yeah, he's just evil, right? So all these years he'd disappear, and it was frustrating. And I had reached my wits' end. There had been an occasion where he disappeared, and I went looking for him. And I found him with a guy, and the guy had a girl with him. I don't know. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but obviously there was something going on. But my mind just like shut down. I don't know how to describe it when you're with the narcissist, the way your mind just starts to like go into damage control mode to try to figure out how it's not their fault, if that makes sense. How it's not their fault, how you can understand, you can empathize. Oh, well, he was mad at me because I always overreact, because that's what he would say. Now, which turns everything into me being the problem with getting angry at him for doing bad things, right? Like disrespectful things. So carry that all those 15 years, and we're renewing our vows for the second time. We were renewing our vows. We were said we would do it every 5 years. We do it in Geneva, and well, actually, we do it in France, Annecy, France, in the Alps. But we were in Geneva the last night we were going to be there. We went out to a nice dinner. We went out to like this hookah bar. I don't smoke hookah, I smoke cigarettes. But anyway, we did all the things. At the end of the night, he didn't want to leave. And he started like acting weird around some girls that were there. I don't know, just like young girls, like, I mean, it's okay to look at people and see that they're beautiful. We all have eyes. But some people, it's not just like noticing beauty. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? It's like they're leering. It's perverse. It's nasty when they do it. So I was already, kind of miffed. And keep that in mind. If I get mad, it's my fault for overreacting. Thank you. My fault. So we're already kind of on the outs. And we get into an argument leaving that hookah bar, and he walks off on the streets of Geneva, Switzerland. It's like 2 a.m. maybe. There's nobody on the street. It's a big city like New York, but there's nobody on the street. Imagine that. It's just like empty, and it's cold, colder than I've ever been in my life, because it was November. I didn't leave these on long enough. If you get these eye patches, Peter Thomas Roth, they're not inexpensive, so be sure to leave them on. Make sure put them on when you have time to leave them on for at least 15 or 20 minutes. I like to leave them on until they get dry at nighttime. So I'm not reading the chat. So y'all keep going. Please, there's 1,000 people. Please double tap the likes and thank you for all your gifts. I appreciate it so much, but I'm going to try to stay on task so I can tell y'all this story, because I want this recorded. People are always asking like for the whole story, and there's so much of it that it comes out of my mind in pieces. Omega Water Cream by the Inky List. I've been using this a lot as my one moisturizer, my one skin prep. Remember, you don't need like 10 products to prep your skin, especially eye creams. Those A lot of those cause more problems underneath your makeup than without them. Maybe using them at night. I do my skincare first thing in the morning, and I usually don't do my makeup until late morning or afternoon because I'm doing it live or something. So I get the skincare in earlier. I'm not saying skip it. Eye creams in general are kind of a waste, though. If you have a good serum that's safe for ocular use, that's probably all you need. Most of them are just, some are good, most are just a waste of money. You can put it right here, you're done. So he walked away that night and left me standing on the streets of Geneva, and I was angry. We went home the next morning. It was a fiasco. He was so drunk. He didn't come back to the hotel room until 4 a.m., and I stood on the streets waiting for him for at least a couple of hours. I was wearing a fur coat, and I used to smoke cigarettes. I'm standing outside just huffing and puffing, smoking cigarettes, waiting on him because you needed a key to go up the elevator of the Hotel Bristol in Geneva. It was an old hotel. You needed a key to go up, and it was late. So I'm literally waiting to make sure he can get up back to the room, and he doesn't come. I finally go upstairs and wait. He comes in the room at 4 a.m., gets another key or whatever. He doesn't have his jacket. He doesn't have his glasses. When we were at dinner that night, he had asked the shop owner if there was any club, or the restaurateur if there's any clubs. And the guy had told him, like, oh, around the corner down the street going this. It's like a rave, okay? we didn't go to that, but I think that's where he obviously went because he walked that direction. And, you haven't been to Geneva, Switzerland, so you must be going to that. He comes back and he's just saying vile things, and it was bad. Okay. So fast forward, we come home and ColourPop. I've been using this. Thank you. My fan base is awesome. If this is where you want to be, we're talking about my story of being set on fire by my husband, and we're talking about the narcissistic abuse that preceded it. Um, because it's an important component, because even after it happened, I still believed it was an accident. So hang in there. We're going for a ride. But please, the thumbs up, double tap that as much as you can. I really need a lot of those in order for the algorithm to understand that we're doing something important here. Like this is an important live. I need a primer though, don't I? Okay, actually, I'm going to put on some rock lip volumizer. This stuff works. I didn't put it in a cart, but you can find it. ROC lip volumizer, and it works in kind of gooey. I put it on pre-makeup. It works in 3 minutes to plump, but it's kind of skincare, so you use it every morning and night. Now, my lips are different. Like, this isn't even a lip. The top lip is not a lip. It's a reconstruction. It's part of my abdomen, but the bottom lip is, and it makes them look smoother, not particularly bigger. Hyaluronic acid and things. My life has changed when I can't ever find primer. I don't even know where I put it because I normally just wear skin tint or my skin, which is crazy unless I'm going out on the red carpet or something. Milk makeup. I'm just going to put on with my fingers. This excellent Hydro Grip Primer. I've never found that it was that sticky, but it has a nice enough glow. I've really been using Huda Beauty. I just forgot right now. The Huda Beauty is so blurring that I love it. But we'll try this. So I was ticked. I've been emotionally abused for 15 years. Didn't know it was abuse. My kids moved out the same month that we renewed our vows. Okay, so that left me and him alone at the house, and I stayed angry. Normally, like with the narcissist, they want to be forgiven immediately. If you say you want to talk about what happened yesterday, they're going to be like, "It's in the past. Let it go. Get over it." Thank you for the 100 so much. So I wasn't. A month later, I was still angry and it was driving him nuts. Now, keep in mind, I did not know he was on heroin. ColourPop Pretty Fresh Foundation. I think there are products that you can shop in the live. I don't know how. Just to be honest. They're tagged, and if they're not, they'll be tagged in the live replay. But look at this foundation just for a minute. 153C. And I kind of let it sink into the brush for a minute. Look, is there foundation? It's so good. And I can just buff it on, even though I have texture. You don't need a lot under your eyes because we're going to use the concealer too. I'm not going to color correct. I'm not going to try to get rid of every little skin variation. I'm actually going to wear those pretty proudly because it's my look now. It's different. It's what I look like. I don't have to try to make myself look like everybody else, right? Look like me. We argued for the 4 weeks, and you can tell when I go back and look at my text with him and stuff. And 2 nights before it happened, he didn't come home because I think I kicked him out. I obviously had him blocked because he was emailing me that night, and I have all this stuff. I come with receipts. So, because of the iCloud. Save everything, y'all. No need to delete it. Get extra space. You never know what you might need. is so glowy. That is crazy glowy. And it's because of the Omega water cream, because the foundation on its own is not that glowy. So these two are a good combo. It Somebody's at the door. Honey, it's probably Amazon. Mommy ordered some hair stuff. So it's okay, sugar. Just Amazon. Good boy. Good boy. Thank you for protecting me. Stop, honey. It's okay. Lord have mercy. My dog's name is Grady, but I call him Sugar because I'm from the South. Grady. And his name is after Grady Memorial Hospital in Atlanta. They're the burn unit that saved my life. They're a level 1 trauma center in Atlanta. And I probably wouldn't be here if I didn't live near them. They were excellent. I was badly, badly burned. And I'm very lucky to be sitting here. So yeah, there was a whole lot of stuff that I have receipts for that was going on. And he came home the night before, December 17th. And I think we maybe spent the night together, and he thought he was forgiven, and he was not forgiven. When I get up on December 18th, you see the text are go in the same direction. I'm calling him out for talking to some guy that I thought had something to do with illegal drugs and stuff. It's long story short. It was somebody that we had fired from the company for from our tree company for having illegal substances. So I was like, why are you talking to that guy? Because it was always a thing. I was treating him like a child. He was always misusing like prescription medication and things. And the messages go really quick, y'all. So I don't see your messages. You have to, it's either like wait or subscribe and go to my community channel, or you have to do, or the super chats pop it up. Because it's just going unless you stop it. So, I don't know. It's only my 4th or 5th YouTube live, but that's how you stop it. This is the ColourPop concealer. And I'm just putting it in a couple of shades lighter. It's pretty awesome that they have cool tone concealers. Cool tone foundation, like this rosy red cool tone undertone is hard to find. So I really like their shade range. I find it to be very inclusive. And why does everybody say, what happened? Please answer me when I'm telling a story. Stop it. Hey, Platinum Player, how you doing? I'm telling the story. There's no instant gratification here. You're going to wait till I get there. Children's instant gratification. Get it out in 60 seconds or less. No, we're not doing it. I think I'm going to put some spray on this. But really, I don't need any because I'm not going anywhere. But this is the way I would do it if I were. There's a little bit of MAC Fix Plus right here. So this narcissist happened to have a love for fire. And the year before, I had bought him a fire pit for outside. We always had some kind of fire pit. He would want to sit outside because we both smoked. Smoke, drink, sit by the fire. Always have to be a fire. He would want to go camping. Well, I'm not going camping. He'd want to go camping just to have a campfire. Obsession. And you're going to put that in the back of your mind, okay? So we were sitting out by that fire pit and we were talking. Maybe we're laughing. My daughter came by to pick up some things that night. And she peeked her head out the back door and said, Mom, I can hear you laughing from the street. Now, I don't know if I was like cynical laughing. I don't know what was going on, but things were not going well, right? I was still mad. He was not being forgiven. I was starting to question other things, like, you've really been cheating on me all these years. I was starting to see the light, and I had gotten my real estate license, and I was becoming successful in real estate. Okay, I actually had my sign in yards. It takes time to do that. And the narcissist really hate your ability to do things and be successful. So he's really on the edge, but I don't know it because I don't know he's a narcissist. I don't know anything about narcissism. So he squirted the lighter fluid. I went to get a steak to put on the grill. We were done for the night, and the fire pit had a grate that you could put on top. I don't like this brush. And you could cook on that grate. So that's what I was going to do. And I guess be done with the night. But when I reached out, I get into a stream of lighter fluid. And for years, I told this story as I reached out and got into the stream of lighter fluid that he was squirting to build up the fire. Because you shuffle the coals around and add more fluid. Now, I had seen him do that before. Okay, I'd seen him do that. But there's no reason for him to be doing it while I'm trying to put something on the fire. And even if he is doing it while I'm trying to put something on the fire, how much lighter fluid did you squirt that I've got third and fourth degree burns, right? Because, you know. So I catch fire and I start to run. And as I'm running, I am being squirted with more lighter fluid. But I don't remember this part until later, all right? I don't remember this part until later. Oh, wow, typical instinct. Your stepmom, is she okay? I hope she's okay. I guess you're saying she was burned before in a house fire. It's scary. I can't imagine the fear of being in a house fire because at least I was free outside. I think that's terrifying to think of a house fire. I'm so glad she's here. He was squirting lighter fluid as I ran, and it was hitting I had these extensions in that were really, really long. Thank you for the super also. Thank you. It is appreciated. These long extensions were on. Thank you for all the gifts. Yeah, he hurt the woman that he didn't love. They actually hate you. When I got to the end of the house as I ran, I turned because he had been squirting the lighter fluid and I said no. And he threw a Zippo lighter at me that we had just bought in Switzerland. It was like a red lighter with the white flag on it, like the Swiss flag. And he threw it at me, and then I was really engulfed in flames. And I always remembered being engulfed. I didn't remember the chasing. I just like my mind just put that away for a while, which is kind of good because if things didn't happen exactly as they did, I wouldn't be here right now. But it's kind of good and it's kind of horrible, terrifying. So I stopped, I dropped, and I rolled. I busted my knees. They note that. The paramedics report notes that my knees are damaged because I dropped on a concrete driveway and I tried to roll. And for years, I thought that I didn't go out because I was on concrete. I was like, man, stop, drop, and roll didn't work on concrete. I guess you got to be on ground or something. No, stop, drop, and roll doesn't work when you have accelerant on you. So when you have lighter fluid or gasoline or something on you, you're not going to be able to put yourself out. I mean, if you put yourself out, then that's by the grace of God because it's not likely. You need water, right? You need to put yourself out with water. But how would I know that? You know? I saw a question that said, how did your family react? I don't have a lot of family, only my kids. And that's an important point. If I had a system like that, things would have gone a lot differently, you know? But the narcissists know you don't have that system. That's why you're good for them. That's why they like it. They keep it. And if you have a system, they'll make sure to mess it up so that you don't have a system, you know? They'll run everyone away from you. So I didn't put myself out. I started to pray. And I started saying the Lord's Prayer. And I got about halfway through and just thought, like, no, right? And I just asked God, you know, is this really how I'm supposed to die, basically? Because I talk to God all the time. Before that, after that, I already had that relationship established. And I said, is this really how I'm supposed to die? I'm 45 years old and I'm burning alive on my driveway. I smell flesh burning. I smell the hair extensions are burning. They saved my life, by the way, because I had those cornrows in and tracks. My scalp didn't get burned. I still have hair, but that would have probably been terrible to heal. They still shaved my head, but at least it wasn't burned, except for the edges. When I asked God, I asked God, I got an answer back, and it was my ex, the person who set me on fire, said, "I've got you, baby. I've got you." I, if that's not God, I don't know what is, because there was nobody else there that could have saved me. The reason that he did it though is because I made it to the side yard and the neighbors might have seen. He wouldn't know. I screamed, I'm rolling around, I'm a ball of fire. He wouldn't have known if the neighbors saw it. If I'd stayed in the backyard, I assure you I wouldn't be here. Because even if he second guessed himself, he wouldn't want to get in trouble. He would have just let me die. But he put me out. And when he put me out, I jumped up. I had this rush of adrenaline and I ran back into the house. Now, and I stood up. I had third and fourth degree burns to the upper 35% of my body. Like all this is burned, right? From here up. And on my back, everything is burned except my scalp because of those cornrows. Third and fourth degree, which means the skin is not fixable. It's it has to be replaced, like mine has been, with skin grafts from another part of my body or from a human donor. Or actually, it doesn't even have to be a human donor. They have artificial skin too. Point being, it has to be replaced. I need to. I'm going to I want my concealer to set for a minute, so I'm going to do my contour. I'm going to let it set before I even powder it, okay? I'm going to use my Huda Beauty powder, though. This pink pumpkin, I've been using it for weeks. And you can let both of them come out or just one. For right now, because you can mix these powders together and make your own like custom balance of pink and peach or pink and pumpkin. This is for darker skin. There is a lighter version that I tagged also. So that's the pink. There's a little bit of peach just from all my previous mixing. I'm going to do down here, but I'm not going to do my under eye, and then I'm going to do my contour. It's kind of a fluffy brush. I'm going to do that. He put me out. I told him to dial 911, and thankfully he did. I didn't feel any pain. I just ran into the house, worried about my face. I knew it had been burning because I couldn't get a breath of air. See how pretty that is? Like a little fluffy brush and all the lines go away. I like to do these now, but I am going to do the eye in a minute so I can get out any extra concealer that's on there. Maybe I'll use my LYS bronzer stick. I'm not sure this is exactly the right color. I just like it. Actually, a little bit light. Don't know. Okay, so I'm not going to use it. It came in, I got this in an Ipsy box. I love LYS Beauty. But man, do they ever send you the wrong shades all the time. All the time they send the wrong shade. Thank you. Please subscribe. Everybody in here, if you would subscribe, it is, this is my job. Like, now that this happened to me, being a content creator at 52 when you didn't even do social media before it happened at 45 is pretty cool. It's the way I reach and spread my voice. So please subscribe. I want to get to 1 million. This is the road to 1 million. I need y'all in these lives to sub. I post content about beauty and narcissism and life. Soon you're going to see me posting about my modeling and hopefully acting, like not acting, but like commercials and things. Channeling all the positivity. It's unbelievable. That's something I wanted to do when I was younger. Never got the opportunity. Had kids, got married young, had kids. Very grateful that I did, but now it's like I actually get to do the things that I dreamed of doing back then when I was 18. Anyway, subscribe and let me carry on before I forget what I'm saying again. This is Sashu Beauty. I probably didn't put it in the cart. Sorry. Contour stain, and I like it. It's a liquid contour, and it's called a stain because you don't really need to set it. And you can put it on just your bare skin, and it'll wear, long wear. I've got a thing right here that I'm going to have surgery to have removed soon. I see the doctor Tuesday. It's not cancerous. It's already been checked. But it does make me sick. So it's got to go. I'm just going to try to make it go away. Not see it. Hey, Russia. No, don't worry about money. Y'all just be sure to sub. And I need all those thumbs up that you can get. Y'all sub. Y'all double click. Help me grow the live. Help me grow it. Yeah. If you have a scar you can't hide, I recommend just remembering that you're not broken and just accentuate all the things on your face, all the things around it that you do like. And you can use, there's foundation like Dermablend. I don't know if you're a boy or girl or wear makeup or don't wear makeup, but there's foundations and concealers like Dermablend that are really, really excellent coverage. I don't use them anymore just because the color matches aren't very good. They need to work on that, and they are a little bit orange, especially in the darker colors. But in the beginning, I wore Dermablend all the time, and it made me feel so pretty because it's so smoothing. And then I worked on my skin, and I'm very grateful now that I can wear just anything I want, or nothing, or whatever. You know, you grow, you evolve. I don't need every little flaw covered. But if you want to, that's your business. I need to move my hair, but I just don't want to. Oh, 911 came and they took me, and I was standing there and I was telling everyone that was there, like the police. I think I was trying to tell them what happened, but I was definitely tell them. I know I was saying something. I need to write a book before I forget everything. At least write it down. I was definitely saying, you know, tell my kids I love them because they weren't there. They had just moved out. That was another reason that he was able to do this. He'd probably been thinking about doing it for a long time. But the kids were in the house, so how are you going to get away with it? You know, you've got built-in witnesses in the house that would have been like, no, I heard arguing no, right? So literally it was 1 month from the time they moved out to the time something really physical happened. So probably all those years they saved me having my kids from my first husband in the house. Now, I never really thought about that until right now. So, did I put my contour away? I think I did. So I think he's not in jail. Okay, oh, wait. While they were there, he told them that it was a flash fire and that like the lighter fluid just exploded. They didn't question him. They closed the case within 8 hours. I was in Johns Creek, Georgia, which is North Georgia. And I'll just say I'm black and he's not. And he wasn't questioned. And he had a record that I wasn't aware of. He was convicted of SA on someone when he was in college. Thank you so much. Yeah, he was convicted of that. A year before, he had rammed my car with his car one night when he came home and after disappearing, like I'm talking about. He had rammed my car, and I called the police, and they arrested him for aggravated battery. Those charges, of course, got dropped because he called me and, you know, called me from jail telling me, how it's my fault. Look at what I did. I overreacted. He didn't mean to do it. I still have the surveillance video from where he did it. And you know what? Even though I could see it clearly with my own eyes, I still felt like it was my fault. I shouldn't have called. Look what I did. Now I got him in trouble. Because at that point, you're not planning on leaving them. That was a year before. But even with all that, the policemen were just like, yeah, it's fine. Just an accident, flash fire. Even though he's the one holding the lighter fluid. He tells them he's holding the lighter fluid and I got burned. So, and at one point, there's different stories in the records when you go through the medical records. There's one point where he tells a doctor that we were sitting by the fire and I caught fire, but he didn't know when. It's like we were sitting right beside each other. Can you imagine sitting beside somebody on fire and they didn't notice? Sorry, that's not funny. Burn survivors have dark humor. So can you imagine that though? And told the doctors that. There's like 10 different stories in the records about what happened. But at any rate, I still believed him when I woke up from the coma. I got to the hospital. The only thing I could ask the paramedic was, am I going to die? And he said no. And then, I asked him, would you say that even if you thought I was going to die? And he said yes. And then the paramedics notes that I just read for the first time last year, they state that patient just continues to say she's going to die. I have one close family member. His name is Travis, and he's a cousin, but I call him my brother. Okay, so from here on out, when I say my brother, I don't actually have a biological one, but my brother of choice is a paramedic, and he told me that when people say they're dying or they're going to die, they usually do. And they always make note of it. They understand when people say it. So fortunately, I lived. And I was in a coma for 2 months. I went to Grady Memorial Hospital, which has an amazing burn unit, which is why I'm here today. And I was in the coma for 2 months, and I'm not even going to get into all the coma stuff. I'm taking a sponge and taking away any extra because I've got these bags are not from being tired. It's not from age. It's the way my face was reconstructed. Just did it wrong. A doctor did one. I had one doctor that wasn't very good, and now it can't really be fixed because I don't have enough skin, and my eyes already don't close, so they can't take any of it away. I just gotta live with it. It's the one thing I really don't like. When somebody said they have a scar they can't cover up, the thing I don't like is these bags. I don't like them. But overall, it is what it is. I'm fortunate to have a face at all because I didn't, when I woke up from the coma, I really didn't have much of a face. There's some pictures on my page. Subscribe and look at my shorts. It won't take you long to find where I put a picture recently of how far I've come. And I'll show you a little bit later. My iPad. But I didn't have a face, and I'm waking up, and the narcissist is kissing my face. And he's telling me about the bad accident we had and how much he loves me. And my daughter, she hugged me, and she said, Mommy, you're the strongest person I know. Yeah, that was good. But it was like a beautiful moment, right? Except my attempted murderer is standing there, and he's been in the hospital the whole time acting like a hero. He's the guy that's bringing everybody, like bringing the nurses coffee or treats every day. If he goes out to get a soda, he brings one back for everybody. He's that guy, you know. Thank you for asking. Please subscribe. Thank you guys for typing all that. It helped me not to not to have to stop and say it, and y'all getting people to subscribe. Everybody in here who's been watching knows we're on the road to 1 million subs, because wouldn't that be crazy? 52-year-old burned me made it. after the narcissist said I couldn't. We'll get to that too. Actually, you know what? I'm still not going to do the powder. I'm going to do some blush. So I can do a little extra blush and then powder over it. Looks so pretty. But what blush? This company. Is Mitzi here? I don't know if I told Vincy. Mitzi, is Mitzi here? Mitzi, Mitzi, Mitzi. I don't like 50 at all. That's kind of cool. Hey, baby. Good. Look, I've got Watermelon, Ciate London, Dewy Blush. Ciate London has gone out of business, and we love the blush. Pomegranate is the best color, but I have some watermelon. If y'all find it, you should get it. They were the first company I used that had like hyaluronic acid and plumping things, that was hybrid makeup. The pomegranate is like the OG color. Thank you. I can't see y'all's names very good, but thank you. I got to go to the eye doctor. Oh, that's very pink, and it's the right way because I want to do sort of a black smoky eye today. Just nothing much. I made a video of a lot of the signs, but we'll definitely talk about it. You know, in the beginning, as I was telling you, the signs are definitely subscribe and watch my videos. I have a really succinct short about it. But there's a lot of different signs. I think it's more of looking for a pattern of disrespect and and stepping over boundaries and overstepping boundaries and things. It's a pattern. Oh, I should have put more. Should have put more, or should have used a different blush that didn't suck it all up. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm gonna do like a cool pink blush. I want everything cool underneath, with the gray smoky. It's such a pretty blush. Out of business. If y'all find it, let me know because I'm buying all that I can find for Mitzi. Pomegranate, though. Makeup is off. You look beautiful. Makeup is off? What's off? Makeup is fantabulous. Yeah, I'm going to get 1,000,000. That is so much share. I think the only rare beauty blush I used was the one, it's a powder. It's like a luminous powder. I don't think I have any of the liquid. I won't buy makeup. I get sent a lot of makeup. So I'll only use what I'm sent because it's really wasteful, like I only give away so much because I don't have Mitzi near me and I never go to the post office to send her any. I don't have people around that really want it. You've been looking for me. What's up? My eyebrows are eyebrow wigs. They are glued on. They're my lashy brows. God, I forgot how pretty this blush is. Wow. Watermelon, but if y'all saw the pomegranate, you would just go wild. Watermelon is more appropriate for what I want to do today, though. So this is just our base layer. We're going to put some powder on top because that's the easiest way to blend it out. The chat goes really fast, y'all. So I see y'all when you do that thing that makes your name pop up. I don't know, the super chat. I try to see as much as I can when it's going. Isn't it a beautiful color? But the company went out of business. Maybe they'll have like a sale. It's so sad. Probably the tariffs. Ciate London and its drugstore version, Lottie London, are both gone. So it's only what we have left, y'all. It's only what we have left, besties. Besties. Yeah, the moderators are amazing. I love y'all. It's good when you find people that love you. I've got a very light, fluffy highlighter kind of blush and the pink Huda Beauty powder. Just lightly. No sponge. I'll use one a little bit later, but not yet. You don't want it here. I would just make these creases even worse, So he stayed with me every second of the day at the hospital, and I thought it was because he loved me. Because when I was waking up, and he's telling me, all the accident that happened, and he's telling me that he knows he's sorry for being such a jerk for all those years. Now that he almost lost me, he understands how bad he's been and how he needs to be better to me. He's love bombing me. This man set me on fire, and he's literally love bombing me. And I don't even know what love bombing is at that point, right? So I'm gonna put some powder on my eyelid, because that makes it much easier to blend your mascara. It makes it a little less smooth, but you're not doing a green cut crease. Isn't that what that guy said? Anyway, or girl, okay, I'll shut up. I get it wrong. I'll get it wrong. Okay, we're kind of glowy and pink and beautiful. All right, so let's carry on. He love bombs me. I believe it. I've been believing it all those years and stuff. Oh, thank you. T2, True Crime Channel and Sports Channel. Not T2. Whenever you want to Zoom or private chats. What is it? True Crime. Oh, I watch True Crime all the time. I think I should be on a True Crime Channel, but you know what I want? I want a Netflix original. I'm going to tell this story. I was silenced and quiet about things for so many years, T2. So many years. Thank you for the super. I really appreciate it. Mama needs it and appreciates it and loves you. Yeah, it was a lot to wake up to that, and I really believed that he was going to be better to me. I talked about it in a different way when I originally would talk about my story before I knew that it was on purpose or accepted it was on purpose, whatever the right word is. Before that, I'm going to get some peach powder out now so that I don't keep using pink. Or I'm going to get some pumpkin powder out now. But, as you can imagine, he didn't stop. He didn't get better. Okay? The peach, the pumpkin, so pretty. Remember, darker skin, this one, lighter skin, the other one that I'll get out in a minute. I'm going to try to do a bright under eye today, even though I'm not very good at it. Doesn't look cute on me. T2, that's awesome. Crew Crime Channel in Sports, I love that. Do it to animals? Oh my God. I don't even want to talk about how he took up hunting like a year or two before he set me on fire. He didn't like venison. I was upset because I was like, if you kill a deer, you're going to eat it. So we had the meat process, brought it home. I don't even eat venison. I got a cookbook, made stuff, and he wouldn't eat it because I knew he didn't like it. He just wanted to kill the deer for the head. I have a picture of him. Y'all will freak out if I show you the picture. I showed it to people recently, and they were like, oh my God, you didn't know he was crazy? And I'm like, no, I didn't know he was crazy. Actually, let me get the picture while I take a break. I hope I have it. It's the craziest thing. Like when you look at stuff in retrospect, you're like, what in the world have I been doing the past 20 years? How could I not see that this is a maniac? You know? But trust me, whatever you see in that abuser right now, if you get away from him or her for a while, you'll start to see the real person. You'll start to see it. Because now I can't believe I was ever even with this guy. Okay, I can't believe it. Y'all got to time out. This happened in 2018. So I'll keep talking while I look for the picture, okay? I believed it. I would tell people, like, at least my marriage got better, all these things. When I tried to find, like, the silver lining of the cloud of being burned, and, I wake up and 35% of my body has been replaced with skin grafts. I didn't look in the mirror because I knew I didn't have a face. I didn't look in the mirror for 2 months. I didn't need to see what had happened. I didn't have a nose. I didn't have nostrils. I didn't have nostrils until January of this year. No nostrils. I didn't cover my nose quite. I forgot to put concealer on my nose. So just pretend that I did. The brown part that you see is a part that didn't exist until this year. And yeah, it's so bad. But I think he's there because he really means it. Like, he really means, I'm like, thank God, all this is going to stop. Because the way my body, my emotions were dysregulated, the way I felt, the way I was sick, the way I was anxious, the way I was smoking cigarettes like a freight train and drinking wine, and just, it wasn't, I was not okay. But I kept looking to find a way to fix me because I thought he was normal. He was just doing normal things, and I couldn't stop overreacting to them or being upset about them. Or more importantly, asking questions. And I'd be like, well, where were you really? Because, excellent. You start like triangulating stuff. Now you're thinking about what he said and you're looking at the text and let me look at the phone records. And if you go to the bathroom, you've got the phone and you're looking in it, okay? If you feel like you have the need to check somebody's phone, when they walk away, I highly recommend you leave. Because the reason you feel that way is because the signal is going off. It's your intuition. Listen to it. Listen to it. It's your intuition. That's one of the signs that you're with the narcissist. All the alarm bells are ringing, but you're not hearing. So the way I was, he would do bad things to me, like disappear, things that upset me. And the only way I would feel better is for him to come comfort me, for him to get home and comfort me. So I don't know how, I can only tell you what I went through. I don't know all the psychology of it, but it's awful. You can get hit. He did hit me. He rammed my car in February of 2017. He punched me in the eye in May of 2017, and we were out of town. We were in San Francisco. I didn't even know what to do. I thought, he's 6'4", like 220. I never been hit like that. Like, I thought my skull was cracked. I didn't know. I was terrified. Didn't go to the hospital. Didn't tell anybody. Got on the plane the next morning to come home. The whites of my eyes were red. They were red. It was so bad. And then I was like, well, it's been 15 years and he's never hit me before. So it must be that he was drunk and I was saying too much. I was being upset. I was talking about stuff that's in the past that I shouldn't be talking about. The conditioning that you go through when you're with a narcissist is CIA level brainwashing. It is, these are tactics that they use to control people. They take it from the narcissist playlist, making everything your fault. So I thought my life was going to be better, you know? And I thought he was going to be good to me. I learned to walk again. I learned to talk again. I learned to swallow again. I learned to do everything again. But that took a long time. When I left the hospital, I'm looking for a picture. I was still in a wheelchair. I couldn't feed myself and I couldn't eat or drink. I had a feeding tube right here. And he was in charge of giving me my medication. But it turns out he was stealing my medication, my pain medicine. Now, well, he only spoke about it once because narcissists are afraid they're being recorded. He only spoke of it once, and it's just because he was angry. They make excuses for everything. I guarantee you he 100% believes that it was okay for him to do this to me because he was angry. And I kept talking about something that I should have just let go. I guarantee you he believes that. No, I don't talk to him. I'm trying to get the divorce done. Just painful. Painful. Wish I could find that picture. Can I just search the word like dear? Because he is so, when you see this, I mean, it's a reflection of me too, because how do you not see something like this as crazy as it is? They're granting the divorce, but he's holding it up because of properties that and things that need to be sold. Uh, but I think it's going to be over soon because financially it's a disaster. Keep in mind he's probably in this room right now. Think about that. I can't even find it. I'm so frustrated. I'm looking for that crazy, crazy, crazy deer picture. Mm. I mean, it was insane. He emotionally abused me. He hit me once. He punched me once. I remembered something. He choked me one time. Thank you, the chick. Thank you so much for this super. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate it. I share it because it helps it make sense to me if it's going to save somebody else. Because I'm telling you, I was so lost even after I got burned, believing that he was like my savior, you know? Mm. And other people, he was eating that up too because um, they love being like looking like the good guy, looking like a hero. They love that. So he's literally enjoying that while I'm laying in the coma for 2 months. That everybody thinks he's the good, strong, doting husband. I think that most of the nurses knew that he did it. There's a lot I can't get into, but they knew because I've seen them after. Nobody asked about him. They knew the awful person. I can't even find it. I'm so frustrated. I guess it's not meant to be that I show you the deer picture today. I sent it to Mitzi once. I'm kind of taking a break. Hey, hey. No, my kids don't talk to him. They're not his kids. They never liked him to begin with. At all. Not at all. So let me get back on track and do my makeup. My makeup's been sitting for a minute. And I gotta do makeup. I'm trying to find I'm so determined to send you this picture though. I think I texted it to Mitzi once. I'm gonna look for it. Oh my gosh. You think she did? Listen, there is a Travis's new girlfriend. He was married to a narcissist, so he's like my brother. His new girlfriend, her father was killed by the stepmother. They were all paramedics. I think she confessed eventually. They're all paramedics, and she used, I think, succinylcholine to kill him, which is a paralytic. That's what they would have used to put me. It paralyzes you so they can intubate and keep you like on a ventilator. You can't breathe. She killed him, got away with it for a long time. The women narcissists are pretty dang dangerous too. You need to be careful. All right, I'm never going to find a picture. It's just not meant to be today. We'll come back to it. I'll show you a picture of what I looked like after I got burned, though, and then we'll get back to doing makeup. I want you to see how far we've come, how I feel so pretty, but, people come in and immediately are stunned by how I look or, shocked by it. Um, that still gets me as far as my feelings because do my makeup and I feel so beautiful. And I'm like, work, cover girl. I got the modeling gig now. I'm going to model. I'm going to do the things I wanted to do. I wanted to walk the catwalk. It's all going to happen. And these are things I wanted to do after I got burned. And they're being accomplished because God is good. And you just stay focused, stay focused, like being in here, doing the lives. Y'all following, please do. Keep clicking the thumbs up. I need at least like 3,000 of them. The thumbs up is really important. I think you can double click it over and over. You ready for the picture? This is when I got home Oh no, let me do something more dramatic. Well, yeah, I'll just show you this and then I'll show you the picture of before. Okay, that is me after I got home from the hospital. That's me after I got home from the hospital. I know, I'm sure people have something funny to say about it, but just don't be awful. Be good people. Be better. So that was me 7 years ago. Actually, 6 years ago, because I didn't get out of the hospital until 2019. Um, and I'll show you before. I took one picture right before this happened. I don't even know what I'm looking at. My mind is swirling right now. I need a moment. I still have these. I get memories things, I'm still remembering things. I have PTSD, so. Yeah, it was bad. I mean, I'm so grateful to being where I am right now. Like, I would have never thought that person laying in that bed looking at that. I couldn't even see very well. That person would have never thought I could look like this again and feel like pretty and glowy and smooth skin and things. This is before. Well, actually, this is the month before while we were renewing our vows. That's in France. Or, yeah, that's in France. A month before, November 2017. So that's me before. And then, hey, Red. That was me before. And then all of a sudden I looked like that. I think my hair, do you ever just get so frustrated by like something like these little hair clips? It was bad. And there I am believing that he's at least going to stop being bad to me. And I didn't have a lot of options. I have one family member. He was in Georgia. I lived in Georgia. Travis is in Florida. So he really didn't know everything that was going on. I'd never told him about the way Donald treated me. That's important. I never told anybody. If I told somebody about the way he treated me, somebody probably would have said something. And someone would have definitely intervened and said, why don't you look at that a little bit closer? Why don't you at least question him? He was never questioned again. I was never questioned after I woke up. ColourPop, this is just my bronzer that I like. I bought it as a single and I put it in my own palette. Very dark. I just want to finish bronzing. Then we'll do an easy eye. But yeah, I never told anybody, so nobody questioned it. My kids knew he was a jerk, but they weren't quite sure what to do. When I talked to them about it later, they were like, yeah, we were talking and we didn't know. We weren't sure, right? We just weren't sure what to think. And when you woke up and you didn't say anything, you didn't wake up screaming, you didn't say anything about it, we figured it was okay, you know? And, I woke up with him kissing my face. Literally, the first thing I remember is him kissing my face as I'm coming out of the fog. So, no, I didn't wake up and, scream or think about it. A lot of the things that I thought were memories were actually things that he told me, you know? It's just lies. So, yeah. So there I go home with the guy that I think is now going to be so much nicer to me. I'm just blending. That I think is going to be so much nicer. And he starts stealing my pain medicine, but I don't know because I'm not even giving myself pain medicine. He has to crush it up and put it in like a syringe and put it in my tube, right? And about a week later, he got a nurse, but still, he was stealing the oxycodone. I had oxycodone and then Dilaudid, and they give you like 160 or 180 pills, something crazy, because burns are probably the most painful thing you can deal with. So they give you a lot of pain medicine. And I didn't know that he had been on meth all the years before that. I knew he had a substance problem, but I thought it was alcohol. But he was on meth for probably a decade that I didn't even know. I never saw him do it. I don't do any kind of drug, nothing. I'm not that girl. I don't even like, like the ganja and stuff. I'm not opposed to anyone doing it. I think it has medicinal qualities, but I'm the person that gets really paranoid from it. It just doesn't work for me. It's not a thing for me. So I end up like freaking out. I've tried it twice. So I knew nothing about drugs, and my mother, I think she left me because she was an addict. So I'd seen her behavior for a lot of years and not known what it was, but it was kind of a normalized type of behavior for me. I never thought he was lying. I thought he was the most honest person I knew. Like I would think like, oh, he does bad things, but at least he's honest about it. He tells me I swear to you, if he's talking, he's lying. I don't know what I was thinking. If this man is talking, this man is lying. And I'm realizing it wasn't just to me. He lied to everybody. He set up situations and put, sit triangulates you against other people. He'll say, "Oh, I told so and so about it," and he said, "You're crazy. It's not a problem," or she said, and and then you don't like somebody else, and then somebody else doesn't like you because they're telling their family that you're doing all the things to them that they're actually doing to you. I never realized this until the past couple of years. So, put more powder and do a smudgy eye. Get out of here. It's already been an hour 20. Gotta wrap it up. It was just a peach powder from Huda. Yeah, I've come really far. I feel really beautiful. So, for everyone who's shocked by my looks, just know I'm really grateful for how I look right now. And I'm grateful for how happy I am. That's the main thing, I guess. The other stuff doesn't matter when you're happy. I just did a story time. Y'all can, if you're in there, um, can you like answer people? Y'all keep the chat going too. When people come in, just say her husband set her on fire. Stuff like that. My lace is transparent. It is no color. I've got it bonded down, or I'd lift it up and show you. This wig is by Love Me Hair. And in this color, you have to have it made. It's a special order, but it's not real expensive or anything. Special ordered it for the summer, and it comes with the lace cut. Take it out of the box, put it on your head. You can totally wear it glueless if you want, but I've got it installed. Y'all please subscribe if you're in the room. Welcome in. I just told my story of being set on fire by my ex, but he's not even really my ex. He's my soon-to-be ex. This is the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. It is tagged in the video. I'm going to pick a color. I'm going to pick a shade like this is a transition. I've never used this palette. I bought it myself with my own monies last year or the year before, and I've never used it, which is crazy. That's why I buy eyeshadow singles instead of a whole palette. You spend a lot on it. You can buy a single color pot for $5 or $3 or something crazy. Thank you for subbing. Thank y'all for answering questions too. Y'all read the chat. The chat's going really fast unless you stop it with the super thing. It's hard for me to see it. Leslie Love, that's a lot of makeup. Did you know that my face is grafted? A lot of people are so rude. They come in and say something like that. Like what Leslie Love saw is that I look different and decided that I'm wearing a lot of makeup rather than, oh my God, what has she survived? Oh my God, I wonder if I could survive something like that. Leslie Love. Can you? This is not a lot of makeup. Thank you. I'm black, but I didn't know I had a lot of European descent until I got my ancestry. Again, my mother left me with my grandmother when I was a newborn, an infant, literally straight from the hospital. And the person that I thought was my father is not my father. She lied for years about who my father is. That's why I need a Netflix original. There's so much stuff that led me to the point I am today that made me susceptible to all these things, the way my belief systems and my fears and my You know, my baggage, my baggage. I'm going to do a little darker color right now, this one. Yeah, they don't, nobody will ever quite understand. That's why it's really good. If therapy is great, you know, but if you can find like a support group, nobody is ever going to understand you like somebody who's actually been through it. I might create a support group, as a matter of fact. Not sure how, like a Zoom or something, or I don't know. Because I love it. It has healed my soul so much to hear people like say things that I lived. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if you feel so validated, like, okay, I'm not crazy. You felt that way too. Because they program you to think everything you think is wrong. You're crazy. You're the problem. You know? This is a nice palette. I like this a lot. A super light color. The super lightest. Oh, I got into gold. Good thing I noticed. Please subscribe if you're just coming in. Donald, I don't know if he's going to face charges. They attempted murder is a crime in Georgia, but it's normally prosecuted as aggravated assault. And aggravated assault has a statute of limitations. However, there's always things, but I don't want to talk about anything like that because he's probably listening. And even if he's not listening, somebody he knows is. One of his family members or somebody is probably listening. So, you know. But even if he doesn't, you know what? I'm so not worried about it, which is crazy. It was the only thing I thought about for the first year that I remembered. I was like trying to figure out how can I do this? How can I get him prosecuted? And I wasn't thinking about how I could grow. Oh, thank you so much, Vintage Discoveries. That's an amazing, what an amazing, super. Thank you so much. I'm grateful that I survived too. I think that's what I'm talking about. You know, like I stopped worrying, you know, Vintage Discoveries. I stopped worrying about his fate and really started to worry about mine because if I don't, nobody else will. You know, I'm 52 years old and I'm single and I'm disabled. I can't work like a real job. I just get exhausted. I still struggle with balance. That's amazing. Thank you. Right. He will pay in this life or another. He will pay. But I believe it will be in this life. I believe in karma. That was way too much powder. I didn't expect that sponge to pick that powder up like that. We're going to go with it, put on the other side. Thank you so much, Vintage Discoveries. It's amazing. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for all the gifts. I can't see them as well as I could before because it's going fast. When you give me a gift with those rubies, it helps so much. They're counting those. And if you please just double click so I can get the thumbs up. I need to show them that this live is important, show the algorithm that the live is important so it gets pushed out to people and people come in. Oh, I can imagine him throwing hot boiling water on you. You know, this happened in a fit of rage, but I really believe he had considered doing it before. And there's other things I won't go into, but things I remembered that I am give me chills thinking about how much he really wanted to unalive me that whole time. And you would have never thought it was real, you know? But it was more than real. There were things that he said and did that are terrifying now, you know? I'll tell you one. He once told me, oh, thank you for the corgi. He once told me that he didn't think we should have weapons in the house. And I was like, why? We always had them. We lived in Georgia. And I was like, why? And he was telling me in a way. And I was like, why? Nobody would ever harm anybody here. He was telling me that he was thinking about, you know, ending me. It really gives me chills right now. I can't talk about it too much because it's something that I don't know. Let's take a big flat brush. Plastic surgery? No, I've had my whole face has been reconstructed because it was burned off. It's been reconstructed twice. And I recently had plastic surgery to make this beautiful nose because I did not have a nose this time last year. But God is good. I'll show you. Y'all go back and look at pictures. Y'all sub. Please sub. Wonder if I should do a black smoky eye. This color right here has me kind of obsessed. But I've done something like that before. Should I do that? Black. Oh, this is so pretty. I think we're going to do this one. It's called Confident. I like the names of these because it's the Huda Empowered palette. And this color is called Confident. And then I want to put some of this color on top. I don't know what it looks like, but I can't. No. It's like a. Can't tell sometimes. That's not what I expected it to look like. I expected it to be more sparkly. So I think I'm going to put the Confident. I'll put a little bit of black to make it a little bit smokier. Yeah, baby. Thank you so much for the gifts and for the comments and stuff. It's going a little bit slower today, but that's because we need to double click at the top so we get lots of people in the room so that we spread this message. I 100% with all my heart believe we're going to save lives. You know? You just caught my live. I'm going to make a schedule. I'm definitely going to do Sundays at 2. I did it at 3 last week, but I want to do it at 2 so I can take Grady out when I'm done. It gets dark early. I'm going to use Purpose, the black, and just do a little bit of line right here so that we can blend into it. And I do have this palette. I know I tagged it in the video. I don't know if it's on sale for Black Friday. All the Black Friday stuff is ending tomorrow, I guess. I think I tagged it at Sephora. Do y'all do YouTube shopping? I don't know. I like tagging it. Oh, see, it's not as black. That's not as black as I want it to be. So I'm going to do something different. I wanted to use it like, okay. We're just going to make it smoky. We're going to put it all over. Y'all ever do this? So that we can put the other color and make it smoky. Sometimes I'll just use eyeshadow to do it instead of like liner. But I'll use a dense brush to lay it down so that I get the smoke. Thank you for subbing. Oh, where was I? Oh, I know. I was coming home with the guy who's stealing my pain medicine. And when I realized he was stealing my pain medicine was about a month in. So, this thing went on for years before I remembered, but I really knew I was in trouble about a month in, that nothing had changed. That like, why am I believed him again? Why he's stealing my medicine. He blamed it on the nurse, but I knew it was him because after he fired a nurse and said that she had stolen medicine, right? But then I laid in bed and I watched him steal the medicine one day. I pretended to be asleep and I saw him take my pills and pop them in his mouth. 2 pink pills, 2 10 milligram oxys he popped in his mouth. And just like they were his. And I was like, why are you doing that? Oh, I just have a little bit of pain. And he just acted like, okay, that's normal. And it's normal to take your burn survivor wife's pain medicine. And I know the worst part is that means he left me in pain. I didn't get all the pain medicine that I should have because he was taking it. He took half of it. So I had a lot of discomfort after I got home, but that's because he didn't give me the pain medicine. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the heck? How could you be that disgusting? How can you be that evil? But he's that evil. He's that evil. And I guarantee you he would do it again and justify it. But oh well, had an addiction and blah blah blah. No, you're evil. You know, it's not about having an addiction. You're evil. You're evil. You set me on fire and then you steal my pain medicine to let me hurt. You know? And then there we are. Let's get confident out. I'm not sure. I didn't like the pigment on this black, just to be honest. On this purpose, I did not like the pigment. This is the Huda Empowered palette. Let's see what happens. Okay. It's ish. I'm not blown away by the pigment at all. I expected more because all of her stuff is so, I really like it, but that's not really doing it. I'm not really seeing it. I stayed with him after he burned me because I believed it was an accident. So there we are. I'm with him after he burned me, thinking it was an accident. But a month in, I know I'm in trouble because he's still in the pain medicine. But then, you know what? I was scared because I don't have family. I didn't have like a mother to go home to. Or, you know, my kids were just starting out. My son definitely was in a position to take me in. My daughter had just, you know, she was a nurse and she's living her best life. She's in her 20s, making money, you know, living her best life. Why would I go and interrupt that? You know, I mean, I guess I should have. They probably wouldn't have minded, but I would mind. I would not like that. Yeah, taking half my medicine, that's a different level of evil, but I also think it's pretty evil to hurt somebody that you've been with for 15 years. How can you do that? How? He burned me. We were setting out by the fire, and it was lighter fluid and a Zippo lighter. Well, at first it was at the fire pit, and then I ran, and he threw a Zippo, and that's when I was really engulfed. That's when I really went up in flames. You know, so baby doll. Let me at least try to get my stuff even. I could at least do it even. Y'all know how hard it is to do story time and makeup in front of like a whole bunch of people. It's not easy. Addicts do take everything. My mother would steal anything. And that's why I think she was a drug addict. I never saw her doing drugs because I didn't live with her. But she would steal my grandmother's like bill money and let the electricity get turned off. So I've lived a life with this behavior. I didn't think about that when it was happening. I didn't want to go to a home. I couldn't walk. I was 52. I wasn't 52. I was 47 or 48, maybe, when I really realized I was in trouble. And I didn't want to go to a home. I couldn't take care of myself. I couldn't put my shoes on. I still can't tie my right shoe. You know, people don't see, you know, we talk about hidden disability. It's really there. You know, you would never guess there's certain things I can't do. Where am I going with this black 90s eyeshadow? Ooh. We'll put a sparkle on it in a minute as soon as I find a black sparkle or a dark purple sparkle eyeshadow. On this darker color right here, this one. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't tell anybody, just like it was years before I remembered everything. I didn't tell anybody like he's stealing my pain medicine. I was still in that pattern of protecting him. Why didn't I say to my daughter like he's stealing my medicine or say to just somebody? You know, I had a couple of close friends. I don't know why I didn't say it. Why I didn't tell Travis. I don't know, but I didn't just like I never told about anything. I didn't say it. And that kept me there with him for years. It was 2023 before I started doing TikTok lives and I started to tell my story every day. And when I would tell my story, the picture in my head wouldn't match, you know? Yeah, he's not in jail. I did ask him to reopen the case last year, but we're not going to talk about everything, okay? But I asked them, and I don't think anything is being done about it at all. I don't think they care. But you know what? I promise y'all, karma is so much more severe than the law. And I am in a place in my head where I know he's cooked. I'm at peace with whatever may be. I've given it to God. And with that, I'm free to grow and achieve things that I couldn't achieve before. He should definitely be locked up. I worry about other people because the next time he does this, the girl's not going to survive. The lady's not going to survive. And I found out that he's an ex-offender in the state of Florida. He wasn't on the Georgia registry. No, I didn't check. We met in 2004. I didn't even have a Google email at the time we met. So you didn't like background check people like I hope y'all do now. I hope you're background checking everyone you go out with now that you have the ability. So I never knew that. I didn't know he was an offender. And it's something he did in college. I don't know what happened. There's only limited information. I know it was like a teenage woman, not a child. Probably a college mate. I don't know what he did, but looking back on it, it really scares me because I can see how that's possible. You know what I mean? Like the way he was being a creep around those girls in, you think those sparkle? The way he was being a creep when we were in Geneva the night, I got mad. It's the way he's looking at people isn't right. So I can totally see how he's just like a creep. It grosses me out now. It embarrasses me and it does a lot. But if I don't talk about it and he harms somebody else, I would feel complicit in that. I need to do my brows so I can understand what my eyeshadow is looking like. I didn't do my brows. Even though I wear eyebrow wigs, I put some Anastasia powder on them. If I don't lose the Anastasia powder. I have peace of mind now, and that's how I'm growing, how I manage to. I've got my own place for the first time in my life, y'all. I'm able to do this, which is something I love, speaking to people and doing like charity events and things. This stuff I love. And that's my life. That's how I pay the bills. That's my world. And that's been a dream. I always wanted to stop working my 9 to 5 job and do like Habitat for Humanity. I always wanted to build one of those houses. Never could because I had to work, or just all sorts of charities I would donate to, but I couldn't physically participate in, and now I can. It's like a dream to where I am right now. I always wanted to be in LA, but it would have never happened. My life, all the things I wanted in my life, I have them now. I just had to take a pretty harsh path to get here. But that's God's plan, not mine. Maybe I needed to learn this after all those years, with my mother, and the way it was. Maybe I needed to learn this so that I can teach other people. Like, I've been on a path of destruction my whole life, even though I've been doing the right things, right? I've been doing the right things. But the people around me haven't, and I've been accepting that. I did cut my mother off years ago because of the way she treated my grandmother. For me, I consider my grandmother to be my mother. She truly, from birth, raised me. So even though I have a biological mother, my grandmama was it, and she passed away. And I like talking. I like sharing this stuff, even though it's hard. I like that I can do it. I like that I have the strength to do it. I like that I'm more than what I was always told I was. You know, I believe your nature will lead you, not how you were raised. It's not your parents' fault. As an adult, yeah, you can make decisions, you know. Can anybody tell me how I could lose my Anastasia brow powder that I use every day? I'm so tired. I've got to get hormones. I can't remember anything. I love y'all so much. Thank you for being here. If you're just coming in, I'm Tanya, also known as Burn Beauty 2018. I'm a domestic violence burn survivor, and I would adore you if you would double click the thumbs up so I can get more likes and get more engagement. You know? Oh, I know. I have these makeup bags. Hold on. I have to find some kind of brow pencil or something that can go on my brow. And I've got a ton of stuff, but it's just not organized. I'm going to use this powder too. I'm going to use the lighter powder and do a light under eye. Do y'all think that one color is a purple sparkle? We can try to put that on top, but I don't think it's enough. That one color in the palette. I survived by sheer will to live. I went into respiratory arrest a lot of times in the hospital, never cardiac arrest. I survived because I really want to be alive. I really want to live. And that's why I really had to finally let go of worrying about what's happening to him, because that is what I've been doing for 20 years. Yeah, please ask them to follow. That'd be great. I'd love you. Sub and ask them. Look, nailed it. I'm so crazy. I am so loopy. Nailed it. Now all I got to do is find the brush that I literally just had. Nailed it. Nailed it. So I got scared. I started doing social media just kind of as a fluke. I wanted to tell people what had happened to me, and all I had was a Facebook. You know, I didn't have a YouTube, I didn't have anything. I had a Facebook. And it had been a couple of years, and I really hadn't talked to anyone. You know, people, you think people care and are close to you. Nobody checked in on me except for my really close friends. And I just didn't have a lot of family. Travis came to see me, and I know he was wrecked. He didn't realize how bad it was. He brought his whole family down from North Carolina to Georgia to Atlanta to see me after I got home from the hospital. But he had just had a little baby. Um, we got even closer after this, which is great, you know, because we're each other's only family. I don't. I just I thought I was going to end up just I don't know, like in a nursing home. But doing the social media and telling my story, I made a YouTube because I didn't know how to make a video, right? So I made a YouTube and I'm talking. I can't even watch that YouTube now. It's the first one on this channel, and it's like I'm somewhere in Delulu land. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's like I don't remember what's happened, but at some point you have to say, well, I didn't want to think about it really hard enough to remember, if that makes sense. I couldn't think about it any harder because it's horrifying. You know, it's like a person can be a jerk to you and you understand that, like how a person can be a jerk. But just because you're a jerk doesn't make you a murderer, right? So it's hard to put that together. When you're a good person, it's hard to imagine being that evil. So I didn't spend any amount of time thinking about it until I started doing the TikToks. You know, when I did social media, I would just do makeup, right? And I would do the makeup and just talk about confidence and healing and telling my story. And, you know, back then I wanted it to be that he was this amazing, loving husband and that everything was okay. I needed it to be that, but it wasn't. And it was just falling apart slowly. But I believe in God, whatever y'all believe in. God was slowly but surely putting me in the position to thrive, to live the dreams that I always wanted to live, just not in the way that I thought I would live them. 18-year-old me didn't get to come to LA and be a model or an actress. 52-year-old me is doing it. That's crazy. And I'm doing it after I don't have the face that I didn't appreciate all those years. I was pretty, but I didn't think I was. I was always picking myself apart. No self-esteem. And when you don't have any self-confidence and you're super empathetic and you're smart and you're kind, you are really a target for a narcissist because they know you will always try to solve the problem. You will always fight for it. You will always understand what the problem is and try to fix it. Man. Amen. Amen. Y'all subscribe. I just felt it. I just felt the. I felt the Holy Ghost there. Like, it is what it is. You know, the journey. They always say, not about the destination. It's about the journey. And man, oh man, have I been on a journey all these years. Okay, we got to put some sparkles on this eye. I got to do something about this now. We're out of denial. We got to finish the eye. We're not really going to do much with the lip or anything. We're going to use a cool pink blush and some sparkles. Thank you. Not my name, dude. Don't come in here being rude. Oh, I know, glitter. Sparkle, baby, sparkle. We got a sparkle, baby, sparkle. Sparkle, baby, sparkle. The blush that I have on right now is Ciate London, and they went out of business. It's the Dewy Glossy Blush by Ciate London in Watermelon. Girl, if you find one, buy it. I'm telling you. I think this is how me and my bestie met. This Visionary seems like the right thing, but I don't think it's sparkly enough. Right? Thank you. Good to see you. Let me find a pigment packer and we shall find out because we're going to do the glitter with the pigment packer since it's a smoky eye. Oh, I got married to this guy when I was 30. We met when I was 31, got married at 35, but I was already divorced with kids. I got married the first time very young when I was 20. That's not sparkly enough. It's a weird color. When I was 23. This visionary color just isn't all that I thought it was. So we're just going to put the gold on in a minute. I'm going to put a little bit of this. Maybe, okay, wait. Let me just give it a chance. It's rusty. I thought it was going to be sparkly. Now all my stuff is gone. Now I don't like it anymore. Oh, it looks more sparkly on the angle though. When I turn, it looks more sparkly, right? We'll make it the way I like. I like the color, but I don't like it the way I thought I would like it. It's called Visionary, and I like it, but I don't love it. So yeah, I was old enough to know better when I got married, but and it's not like he was a good guy before we said I do, you know? He was not a good guy before we said I do. He that's what I should have used. this is my favorite. He was just not a good guy before any of the things happened. I want some of the dark color back, so I'm just going to put it back. I liked it better than I don't like that visionary color very much at all. Y'all like it, but we're just gonna do one thing because I've got this pretty. Oh, see, good thing I looked because that's the wrong color. I've got some Coffee Beauty eyeshadow that is the prettiest gold glitter I've ever seen. Except, of course, now I can't find it. Somebody come over and organize my makeup immediately. I'm in the valley. I'm in the valley. I'm in the San Fernando Valley. Grady is good. Mama is looking for her sparkles and she's unhappy. Grady has gone to sleep. He was being a brat earlier. Oh, okay, wait. He's being a super brat earlier. I've got one coffee, but it's like a green sparkle. Don't say what? I've got a lot of mods now, but I'll look at it if you subscribe and go to my community page. You can make a note there of what you want to do, that you want to be added, and I will add y'all when I can. I've got to have a super sparkle. I'm not going to sleep tonight unless I get a super sparkle. I need my coffee. It's called or Sona Sona, and I got to find it. That actually is pretty. It just got sparkle. Oh, I know. Well, the valley is huge. I do only say Los Angeles. So yeah, I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said the valley. I couldn't speak about it publicly until I got to safety. That was one of the big things. There were people who knew, like my friends I talked to, like Mitzi and friends like that, that knew that I couldn't speak publicly because it would be so dangerous for me. He would silence me. He would just, that would be the end of me for sure. So I didn't, but I shouldn't have stayed. I should have gone to a shelter. And instead, I guess I'm not going to find Sona Sona. I should have gone to a shelter, but I wouldn't because my dog couldn't go with me. So now we got kind of a mixed up burgundy thing. And I can't find my Sona Sona. I don't think okay, so this palette is like that's too golden. You see? I'm not real happy about this palette. Let's do the other eye. And I bought this myself. Huda. Is Huda not known for eyeshadow, I guess? So I used a different one on this eye, and that's the one that's going to win. Are y'all being respectful? I see a whole bunch of stuff getting deleted. Are y'all being respectful? Ask yourself, are you being respectful? The bags under your eyes need attention too. Honestly, just shut up. My whole face has been recreated, has been replaced surgically, and eyelids are hard. The bags will get no attention. My eyes almost don't close. I'm going to put some eyeliner on before I decide what I'm doing about this because I don't like anything about this eyeshadow. So the bags are not going away. They're not regular bags. They're skin grafts. Thank you. And I apologize for my language. I'm just tired right now. Just don't. Sometimes you're going to come in, you're just going to get insulted. I don't like my eyeshadow. Just none of the colors came out the way I would expect them to. And I bought this palette. I would not buy it again. Look at the gold. It's just weird. But alas, big lashes fix everything. The shadow is picking, that reads green to me. The gold is reading green. You know what I'm saying? The gold is reading very, very green. Maybe it's just me, but it's reading very, very green. And the other glimmer, this shimmer, is basically nothing. It looks pretty in the package, but it's basically not anything. I'm going to put it away, and I'm going to get my thing. Thank you. Yeah, no apology. Yeah, I just told her. How dare you walk into somebody's or go into somebody's live and say those bags need attention too, and you don't even know what you're talking about, you know? Just please go find something to do in your life. You know, like, I just think it's hard for me to believe that people are that messed up. Are they? I can't be. It's got to be bots, right? Got to be a bot. I'm gonna put on some. I'm gonna put on some. Yeah, the corner highlights helping. We can fix it. But here's what. Oh, I'm frustrated by my eyeshadow right now, but I want you to know that big lashes fix everything. All you got to do, take all your frustration and put on some big eyelashes, and it's all fine. Put on some big eyeliner and some big eyelashes, and it all will come together. Because that is not what I wanted the sparkle on top of all that work I did to look like. We can forget people. Now I'm using the ColourPop black. It's like a $3 single, so that I can actually get the darkness that I wanted to begin with. And look how much more pigment the $3 shadow has than the Huda shadow. So for example, look at the difference. I'm just tapping into it, and I've got more pigment to work with. So I tried not to do ColourPop every day, but every time I try to change it, I get betrayed by a brand. You really let me down, Huda. She makes great powder and great blush, but maybe eyeshadow is just not her thing. Because look at ColourPop slaying that. Look at ColourPop. Little ColourPop shadow single has come to save the day. And I bet I can use one of the sparkles to fix this sparkle that I hate. Look at that. I always tell you guys to remember that makeup is just makeup. You can, you just change it, you know? You just change it. It's not forever, even though I'm frustrated by it right now. It is not forever. I make a mess. Now it's just like a hot mess. Oh, these nails. At least I got good nails. Is that what I'm hearing? At least I got good nails. You know what I noticed too? When I do these shows, and sometimes I'll get PTSD and I can't do the makeup. it's like, it's not that I can't do it. It's like I can't focus on it. Because everything right now, I've got like a blurb of stuff. I got to stop. God will find, I don't think I'd ever be with a man again. Just FYI. I can't trust anybody not to hurt me. I'm not interested in anybody right now anyway. And I can't trust anybody not to hurt me. My name is Tanya. I can't trust anybody not to hurt me. All right, we are going to do, if I can find the liner. If not, I guess we'll do, I've got on so much eyeshadow just gooped on top of each other that we are going to take a cream liner and go over it. And then I think I'm just going to go over this. I cannot stand the way this gold is reading on top of it. It's just hideous. That's when it happens, right? It happens when you let go. When you let go. But I want y'all to know, if you're in a situation with one of these guys, the reason I do the show is if you're in a situation with one of these guys, you know, like, leave. And I know it's not easy to leave because I couldn't have left. This happened and it's what made me leave. Even after it happened, I still believed him. That's, you know, next level craziness. But that's the way it works. That's how strong the hold is that they have on you. You know? If you're not aware, that's how strong the hold is. Oh, it's Kat. She got a welcome to priority. What'd you do? I don't know how she did that. Hey, Kat. It's Kat. My old dear friend, Kat. I don't know how you did that. Did you become a member? Is that how you got the priority shout outs? I'm just learning all this over here. Right now, I'm salvaging. I always tell y'all not to panic. You can always salvage anything with some eyeliner and some big lashes. So I'm salvaging it for you. My dirty black Huda Beauty eyeshadow that is now looks green and weird. You know. Thank you for. I think she became a member. I think she's a member of the channel. That would help a lot too. Being a channel member, and the super chats are cool. I think I want to start. I really want to build some members and do some member only lives. I used to say this on TikTok and I never did it. But I think it's important to have some lives where it's not so stressful, because y'all get stressed out too by the comments and stuff that come in, you know? I know y'all get stressed too. The smoky edges of the eyeshadow are right. This is hideous. I'm just going to put on a bunch of eyeliner. Cat. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Cat. I appreciate it. Oh, did Mitzi just join? Ah, what are y'all doing? Mitzi and Kat are doing something. These are my friends. Thank you. I think they're joining as members, I think. The butterfly ring is a gift from Mitzi. When did you give me this, Mitzi? A couple of years ago? And I've literally been wearing it ever since. It's by James Avery, right, Mitzi? Texas jeweler. Ooh, I should pay attention. By James Avery. Yep, I've been wearing it ever since. Hey, Cash Money. I know I've seen your username somewhere. Things are crazy. It's a lot. Your boyfriend's getting you a chicken? I'm using a gel liner by I don't know who. Blink. I don't know where or when I got it. Yeah, my advice for getting away, let's do talk about that, is to speak out, not publicly. Find a friend or a family member that you trust and tell them how they're really treating you. Because for me, I wasn't being punched or anything, you know? Um, then don't wear that much makeup, Letitia. My face has been replaced after being burned off. Welcome in. Is it ever too late? No, it's never too late to leave unless you're not alive anymore. That's what almost happened to me. I just met a lady the other day that said she left her narcissist after 35 years. And she's still clearly in it. She was really having an emotional meltdown, you know? She was really having a meltdown. Yeah, the abuse isn't physical, but for me, I'm 52 and I didn't realize that all those times he would disappear and all those times they like to name call a lot. There's a lot of famous narcissists right now that you see every day online, maybe running the country, and they call people names. That is a common narcissistic trait because I had never been name called before, you know? Not like that. I know. I've got a dark sense of humor, girl. I mean, really dark. You have no idea how it can get. Most burn survivors do because we've been to hell. We know what hell is, you know, and we made it back. So we all have a very dark sense of humor. Look at me making the eyeshadow mess work. Not the first time. I remember the first time I really made an eyeshadow mess on TikTok is when I was having a major memory of something that he did that wasn't before I remembered everything, you know? And it threw me. I was struggling with it, you know, that day. And I was like, what is wrong with me? Where's my mind? And my mind has been on something else all day. And it's been on somebody that I know. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it. Bugging me. That it's just another survivor who, I don't literally believes I'm just, I mean, not telling the truth. It's bugging me. It's bugging me. Sometimes things will eat at you because it's like, what is wrong with you? So, yeah, getting out is never too late. The lady, after 35 years, is leaving. I just wish that gold wasn't so green. If that would go away, I'd be okay. I might take it off because I've got some micellar water. I'm not going anywhere. Anyway, you get out. You tell someone what they're really doing to you because you're not telling them. You're protecting them. I know you are. If it's a narcissist, and you're protecting them because they'll make you leave if you don't. If you tell them the things that are really happening, they are going to make you leave, right? Not make you. Nobody can make you, but they're going to say you need to leave, and if you don't, then they're going to hang up their hat with you. They're going to be like, forget about it. They're going to get frustrated because you're not leaving. You're not leaving because you're in a trauma bond. It needs to be broken, and you need help. You need to talk to somebody who has gone through it. The thing you most need is to tell somebody what's really happening and then contact a domestic violence organization because that's what I did. I had a friend continue to encourage me to contact an organization. So I did. And when I did, I felt so much less alone. Everything felt kind of common to them. They were not surprised by anything. Grady just groaned because he thinks I should be done now. They were, Grady, are you having a nightmare? Oh. All right. Don't panic. I'm going to take off as much as I can with the spoolie and some micellar water. You can let it dry too, and it'll just come right off if you just take your little spoolie. But it's not that serious, so I'm just going to use a Q-tip and take it off now. It's on my nose anyway. That's got a big black spot on it. Yeah, the narcissist is not going to leave you alone. You've got to talk to someone, talk to a domestic violence organization. Watch some of my videos. That's why I make them, so that you can hear the things that happened to me that are probably happening to you right now and understand that you are in danger. I remembered that he choked me one time. And if your man has ever put his hand around your neck and choked you, you are 700 times more likely, or is it 800? 800 times more likely to be unalived by him. The things that qualify as domestic violence are physical abuse, but also emotional abuse, you know, manipulation, gaslighting. This man made me think, I doubted my own reality so much that I was here to believe, ready and happy to believe that it was an accident, even though he'd been a terrible person to me. It's just like, okay, it was an accident and now things are going to be better. Just the promise of that. Manipulation, gaslighting, lies, you know? Just everybody who comes in and says rude things like, why do you look like that? All the people that were raised in a barn are just going to get blocked. So if you want to stay and learn about why I look like this, then you will be respectful and not say ridiculous things. Otherwise, you will just be taken out because I've got enough of a following that it does not. I don't need any little ugly kids in the room. Got it? Done with this tomfoolery. I used to say that to my kids. They would crack up if they heard that. I'm done with this tomfoolery. Y'all subscribe if you're in the room. Please double click the check marks. Thank you for all your gifts. I see them. But my mind is a little distracted today, to be honest. I still have issues. I'm still healing. I'm here to talk and help other people heal, but I'm still healing a lot of things. And sometimes things really just bother me, you know? Right. Stop thinking, if I would stop doing this, then he would do that, or she. It becomes a matter, the manipulation becomes a matter of, if I could be better, then they would be better to me. And it's insane. You're blaming everything on yourself, and none of it is your fault. There is nothing you can do to make them stop. If someone is cheating on you, it's because they're a cheater. If someone is being mean to you, it's because they're a mean person. Nobody can make you do anything you don't want to do. And I spent all those years just thinking that it was me. And I really thought it was normal because I didn't talk to anybody about it, I just didn't. And I really wish I had, you know. I wish I had. Because, I mean, my life is the way it is because of everything I went through. But I almost lost my life. And I would hate to not be here right now with everything, for my kids. Just for life. I truly love life. Found your husband. Oh, I'm so sorry, Carol. Thank you for subscribing. I'm so sorry to hear that, Carol. I don't think I've had a love of my life. That's the problem. I think I have to be it. My first husband, I mean, it's great. We had kids. He passed away now. And I'm kind of just erasing this because even though I'm not going anywhere, I'll be mad looking at myself. I'm going to be mad about this eyeshadow all day. My big lashes are getting ready because you know they're going on because big lashes fix everything. Everything. Everyone who's here from other platforms, thank you for being here. I need a second device so I can dual stream, but I really prefer it right here on this platform as far as the platform goes, the actual business aspect of it. So, manipulation, sometimes anything that they did to you to make you comply, to make you do what they want, to make you feel the way they want, is abuse. If they, you know, if they give you the silent treatment every time you have an argument, they won't speak to you at all. This is a common narcissist thing. They won't speak to you at all. For days, maybe. That's abuse. Because it's manipulation, it's a tactic. Mine would pout with his lips stuck out. If they walk 10 feet ahead of you and they won't stop, no matter how many times you beg them to just, you can't keep up. You can't, you're practically running. You can't keep up. The faster you try to keep up, the harder you try to keep up, the faster they go. That's abuse. It's a common narcissist thing to walk ahead of you. If uh, ugh, if you're in the car and they're having road rage and you're saying, please, please stop, and they won't, that's abuse. They're doing it to scare you. They used a car as a weapon. They use a lot of things as weapons against you, you know? Use a lot of things. Their main objective is to put themselves in a position of power, right? Everything, you do what I say or you will be punished. And eventually you start to do what they want because you want to avoid the punishment, you know? Guilt tripping, it can be absolutely love if they're guilt tripping you all the time. That's something female narcissists tend to do a lot because I see it with my brother, but it's not like they're guilt tripping. I mean, I guess everybody can be that way, but it's a pattern of guilt tripping, and the guilt trip is designed to make you comply. Everything they do is to control you because you are greater than them. They are jealous of you. They are really, really jealous of you. And they're jealous because you're a good person. That's why they picked you. But they know they're not a good person. And they want to look good by being with you. They want they like the appearance of being with you because you're what they're not. But they don't like you. The more you do, and if you get attention, they're going to get angry. Mine got angry at his own mother's funeral, okay? Because, and this is after I was burned, okay? After I was burned. She had passed away, and then they were like, they couldn't have a funeral for like 6 months or something. I'd never heard of such a thing. Like, the black peoples, we bury people when they pass, right? He didn't. There's like 6 months. It's not in our schedule. So then finally they're doing it. They're going to do a celebration of life, but it's part of like the family vacation, and everybody's going to attend, right? So everybody comes to attend, and they don't really have anything planned. So I was the burn survivor. I ordered some things online, like, because there were kids that were going to be present. So I ordered some things like that they could do, like the little notepads they could fill out memories and then fold the memory up and put it in the seashells because it was at the beach. And like little flower packets that they could plant to remember her always. Things that are just second nature to me to do. And I, ordered a table and we set up a table as the memorial because nobody else had done anything. Nobody else had done anything. The other sister-in-law had no, did not ever care for the mother at all. She didn't like her. I didn't understand why, but now I think I understand. I always thought it was mean, but this is Buttermilk Blush, and I'm kind of messing with it. I'm going over my Dewy Glossy Blush by Ciate London because I want to be blushy. At least my blush can be cute. Even if I got crazy messed up, I'm going to throw that palette out. Not one of the colors behaved the way I wanted it to. In reality, I would have taken it off and done it again. Just like swiped it with the micellar water and started over. But it's not that serious. I'm going to walk the dog. you know? Not that serious. I haven't used my buttermilk blush in a long time. It's pretty, isn't it? I've been using the Huda blush a lot and not the buttermilk. But they're kind of, the buttermilk is a pretty good dupe for the Huda blush lighter. You see that? That's an excellent dupe for the blush lighter that I love so much. And I'm a fan of that stuff. I mean, I love blush lighter. But this is probably $10 instead of $40. The NYX. I'll tag it in the final video. So, yeah, he got mad when everybody came out. He spent the day at the beach. I was sitting outside the house because the house that they had rented didn't allow dogs, and I had my dog. So I was sitting on the patio with my dog, waiting for him to bring my dog back because he took him to the beach. We're in St. Augustine. I didn't know he was out on the beach doing meth and heroin, right? So he's out on the beach, not anywhere near the family. And he comes back and everybody is popping out to ask me questions about the table I set up, right? Like, okay, what are we going to do? What's the plan? And I'm telling them. And I'd only been burned maybe a year or two at this point, right? I'm telling them, what my thoughts were, and I look at him and he's pouting. He's like angry, right? We're just sitting on the patio and he's like making this little, like a weird, he would do that. So did his mother. They make like this face, I can't believe I can do that. Wait a minute. Skin grafts don't move like this. Oh my God. I've been getting nanofat injections in my face, which is like stem cells. Do you see that, Mitzi? Oh my God. Oh my God. That's amazing to be able to move that skin graft that way. I've had 5 injections over the past year, 5 rounds of stem cells. That's not something they do normally. That's a plastic surgery, not a medical thing. Can you believe it? Yeah, girl. Okay, so before I finish talking, buttermilk blush is basically as good as Huda blush lighter. If you want the budget for Huda blush lighter, it is NYX buttermilk blush. I did have a lot of gloss on there from the Ciate London though, but the way that red is just like blush lighter. And if you don't believe it, go back and look at my other videos. My other lives, I've been using the Huda. So he's making this face, and I'm like, what in the heck? And he gets up. His brother was standing there, and he gets up, and he walks off, right? And they were about to spread her ashes, okay? They're literally all about to walk out on the beach. He's got like 3, it's him and 3 siblings, and then a whole bunch of kids, and, everybody in the family. And they were supposed to be taking that time to write a note about grandma and then go to the beach and spread her things. But instead, he stormed off in front of his brother, left, just walked off, went to the truck, right? Like he was going to leave. And his brother's like, is he leaving? He looks at me and I'm like, I don't know. And so his brother goes to get him. And then they come back and he's outside and the whole family's around him talking to him, what's going on. And do you know what? His sister comes back and I don't know how I lose my tweezers. I'm going to use the tweezers that there's no way I can use to do my lashes, but we'll see. His sister comes in and she comes up and she's like, oh, there's pillows you can use for snoring. And I was like, what? And he's sitting outside on that patio telling them that he's just grumpy because he's not getting enough sleep because I snore too bad at night. So he's just tired. He had to find a way to make it my fault. Their bad behavior always has to be your fault. You see? Shoot, I let my glue get too dry, so I'm just going to put a little more glue on it. When they do something bad, it's always your fault. That's why, thank you so much. That's why I know that he truly believes it's okay that he set me on fire. Because otherwise, how could you live with yourself? Somebody that you stood beside and married and that took care of you and made sure you were a success in life and everything. How could you do that unless you're just evil, you know? Oh, I found the tweezers though. So yeah, she comes in and he's out there blaming me for storming off because the sun is setting. So they're in a rush to get out to the beach to spread the ashes. And it's like, and then but see, the family feeding into it is just as wrong. They're going to sit out there instead of calling his bullshit. Oh, sorry. Oh, God, sorry. Ooh, I did not, pardon my language. I know there's kids in the room and stuff. Pardon my language very much. I'm sorry. But yeah, he's going to pull that. And they're like, oh, yeah, you could do something to, if your snoring is bothering you, if you're snoring so bad, you could do something about it. Literally come tell me that. When in reality, he's out there on the beach doing heroin. Because he was like, oh, I know what it was. They were asking me questions, and he's like, I couldn't even spend any time with my family because I'm taking care of your dog. I was like, I've literally been sitting on a patio waiting for you to bring Grady back. You have been on the beach sending me selfies. That's when he stormed off. Because he wanted to make it my fault that he'd been out there doing drugs. I didn't know that's what he was doing at the time, but destroying the house, that is abuse. I have had my office destroyed, and if the police had bothered to come in the house, they would have found some things tossed around in the kitchen the night I got burned. But they didn't even come in. They didn't look around. My eyeshadow's hideous, but we're going to pretend it's not. I'm just going to put on my lashes and everything's going to be okay. Because I promise y'all, I live by my words. Big lashes fix everything. I've got the brighter Huda powder now and a little spongy. I'm going to go right here. You can't do this early on if you've got under eye lines like that one girl. You got to do something about those under eyes. I swear. Some days I'm just not in the mood. Bright under eye. That's as bright as I go. I'm a domestic violence burn survivor if you're just coming in, and there are videos. Please sub so you can watch the video that I have up that's about some of the atrocities of what the man did to me. And if you just scroll through, you'll see I haven't made a new... Well, there is a video up that says, let me reintroduce myself, and it's a long video. I never turned that into a short. because the first video I made was like talking about him like he was my salvation, standing by me. He never left me a minute at the hospital. No, he didn't leave me because he's afraid somebody might say something or I might say something to somebody. It wasn't love that kept him there, you know? It wasn't love that kept him at the hospital. So yeah, yeah. He blamed me for messing up his own mother's celebration of life. Now, speaking of his mother, she set a house on fire when she was getting divorced from his father. I did it in Talia's report. The whole family knew that as well, but yet they believed that him setting me on fire was an accident, even knowing that his mother had done such a thing. And shockingly, she did it for insurance fraud. Narcissists are created by their mothers. Male narcissists are created by their moms. And so she must have been a mess. She was never unkind to me. But I know, like I said, the sister-in-law, the brother's wife, never liked her. And I couldn't understand why. I thought she was being mean, but no, she was being logical. But the two boys loved her because that's the way it works, you know? They always have something for their son. She set a house on fire. Look at that lash falling. I feel like I'm in another universe. Thank you. Just ignore the eyeshadow. We had a time. We should always test the colors on our hand and not believe what they say in the pan. Test it on your hand, not in the pan. I know the rule. Test it on your hand, not in the pan. I know the rule. Yeah, I was with him for 15 years before we got married, and then we were still together, and I thought for a long time that he was like, I just couldn't believe that he did it to me, you know. I didn't have all the memories. Fortunately, I was in therapy at the time that I was doing the TikToks, so that when I approached my therapist about it and was like, is this real? You know, these memories? Is that possible? And she's like, yeah, it's more than possible. And I think she already knew. A lot of people knew, and a lot of people told me, but I would defend him when they would say that it was, that he did it on purpose. I would defend him. Common for a narcissistic abuse survivor. Thank you. These are Fox eyelashes. I just buy them on Amazon. I'll tag it for you later on the replay. Be sure to subscribe. I need lots of likes. Thank you for the 2,000 likes and the gifts. No, yeah. I don't talk to my mother. My mother wasn't my mother. My mother was my grandma. You know what I mean? My mother is just like him. My mother is just like him. And that made me sad when I said that just now. I don't want to cry. I'm having a hard day. Oh, I don't want to cry. How long have I been on? Too long. You know, my poor moderators. So yeah, my mother is. See how I told you big lashes fix everything. Looks like I meant to do that. We'll tightline it in a minute. Everybody be like, look at that muddy gold eyeshadow. That's gorgeous. Thank you. Sending you love back. Yeah, see how it goes together? And when we say it's embarrassing, it might make me cry. If I cry, I just cry. But it's the embarrassment that can kill you. I was embarrassed to tell my friend, like my workout buddy friend, that I would see 4 days a week, right? Because we would go to the gym together. We'd be at the gym for 2.5 hours. We were close, right? But I never told her about him disappearing because that was the biggest thing he did to me that I hated. Was just turn off his phone, like discard me. And I would always say, how can you turn off your phone and not even care about what you know I'm going through? Right? I would always say that to him because sometimes I would get mad at him, like turn on my phone, but I would always turn it back on, like sneak and check, see if he sent a message. They don't do that. They want they want you to hurt. They don't care about you. If they're treating you bad like this, they don't love you. That's not love. That's hate. They hate you. And they want to destroy you, just like when he got so angry because his family was asking me about what I had planned for his mother's celebration of life, because none of them planned a thing. Nothing. And I thought that was sad. She just got cremated, set on the shelf for 6 months, and then they're going to spread her ashes. So I wanted to do something. I made a whole little table. It was beautiful. One of the sisters knocked it down because she was drunk. Then blame it on me because that he walked away because he's stressed because I keep him awake snoring. I mean, what the hell? Sorry. You can tell I'm in a bad mood when I start using language, and I can't even. I don't know. There's sometimes you can't say anything, but what the what? Like that's crazy. You set me on fire. I'm doing something for your mother, and you still have a problem. I got too much glue on here. The key to lashes is to let the glue get tacky, and it's not. Right? That's just too much. And I think there's an association between narcissist and um, fire, because I know a couple of people. My mentor with the Phoenix Society was set on fire. I know somebody else that was set on fire by her husband. Personally, know people who were set on fire. So why are they using fire? I don't know. Maybe because it's the most destructive thing they can think of. Maybe because it's the most painful thing they can think of. Maybe because they are pyromaniacs. I wonder if he's ever like killed anybody because of all those times he disappeared. I went through a whole thing, y'all. When I went back to thinking about all the times he was gone with his phone turned off, was he out essaying somebody? Because he's an offender. He's on the list in Florida. He's done something bad that he pled no contest to, per the records. No contest is guilty. So you pled guilty to doing something, an essay to someone in college. So was he out hurting people when he turned his phone off? Probably he was just out with another woman. And not even probably. Once I saw him with somebody that I thought wasn't right, but then he acted like it was somebody, like she was with somebody else. I can't even tell you. It's just these little memories that I have where like that wasn't right. You'll get this memory of like, that wasn't right, and I still have them. You know what? The shadow's ugly, but it makes my eyes look really good. My eyes look almost green. It's okay. And then guess what? You survive all that. Dang you. You survive all that, and then you sit in front of people that call you names. Thank you for the pumpkin head. Little weak people come and call you names. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. The shadow was not as planned, but it is what it is. It ain't changing now. I'm going to take tomorrow off. Thank you. You all take care of yourself, please. Isaiah, yeah. I open my Bible to random pages and I'll read it and I'll put a date on it for the date that I read it. And I'm also very spiritual. I'm one of those crystal people. I've always carried crystals around with me because God made these things and they have energy, just like plants. I love plants. My husband burned me because he's a sociopath. I know the color, there was so much green undertone in the Huda Beauty Gold that it's just like, what the what? I mean, I could see it, but I couldn't see it. So I guess the Empowered palette is more about sort of that purple and green. But I just did a purple and green a couple of days ago that was really pretty with ColourPop. So this was not the purple, this was not the look expected, but hey, like I said, I expected to be in LA when I was 18, but I didn't make it until I was 52. I was just watching that show. Did y'all see The Beast in Me? I was watching that show, and he said, "Thank you, little sweets. Thank you, moderators. Y'all are amazing. If y'all see them, will y'all please do subscribe. I'm growing so fast, and if I keep doing these lives, I feel like I can truly get. I think I used a different colored blush just now. I think I just used a different buttermilk blush. I can truly get to the $1 million mark. I mean, not dollar, million subscribers. Million subscribers. That's my goal by next year, but I think I can do it quicker doing lives because I can't imagine. We had a business. How did I lose my everything? I'm looking for my sponge now, so I'll just use this. We had a business and he would disappear. Like, even when he did come home at night, he would disappear during the day. Like, he's got to go to lunch. Obviously, he had like somebody else, right? And at some point, I think his somebody else was a man. We're not going to go into that. That's going to be for the movie. I mean, this is going to be a common theme with these guys, okay? So a lot of them are on the DL. So he would disappear, and I was the office manager. After I quit my job as a paralegal, I was then the office manager of our tree company, right? Because I don't know anything about trees, but I know business. So I was running the company, and he would make it a point to tell me, like, nobody would ever follow you. You get too upset. You're always too angry. Yeah, and the reason people don't tell you anything is because you get so mad. I was like, who are these people that aren't telling me things? It's you. You are the people that's not telling me things. I'm not crazy, but he made me think I was crazy. Oh, yeah, the beast in me. One of the things the guy said, you know, want to make God laugh? Tell him your plans. You know? Want to make God laugh? Just tell him your plans. It's up to him. You know? That's why I think I just need to settle my divorce. No matter what color lipstick I wear, I tend to use brown ColourPop liner to line my lips since there's a lot of ambiguity in there in the shape of them because my top lip isn't a lip. I need to define them. So whatever color lipstick I'm wearing, I tend to define the lip and create shadows with the brown liner, or at least a darker liner, but I prefer brown. I use different shades of brown now. Look at my lip. I keep drawing it. It keeps going down. My hand says go up, and it keeps going down. It must be a scar or something. The way the scars change is insane. Just on the daily. The way they change, their placement, and the way they move is crazy. Want to make God laugh? Just tell him your plans. No, my husband is not in jail. And he only did a couple of months for that essay that I'm talking about when he was in college. I'm positive he's um, committed other crimes. I mean, I don't know what they are, but I feel like he's the type that is the criminal element. You know what I mean? Like, he is a criminal. I've stayed married to a criminal, and I'm the most straight laced. I never had a speeding ticket. Don't do any kind of substances except drinking too much wine and smoking. That was a big deal for me. when I was nervous, but yeah, he's just a criminal. Even the way he runs the business is criminal. But he would tell me nobody would ever follow me. Nobody would listen to me. I'm doing a tight line with this Nabla Cupid's Arrow liner. You can sharpen these and do your whole look with them. I don't know if there's a sharpener on the other end though, because it's kind of big. Oh no, it screws up and down. But it loses its point. I really love the formula. Look at all the messages getting deleted. My girls are working so hard. So let me get out of here. Can you imagine just trying to live your life and people wanting to insult you just for how you look? I keep hitting my nose. After you survive something that you know they couldn't. He burned me with lighter fluid and well, in the end he threw a lighter at me. You know, not remembering things. I'm starting to talk to people. I really think we choose not to remember. You know, I'll have to work it out in my therapy because I'm not a mental health professional. But I think we choose not to see it because we don't know what to do. We're trapped in the trauma bond, you know? So I don't know why I'm meeting so many people that are like, yeah, I didn't know this, I didn't know that, or I didn't accept this or that. It's a lot. Use the lip bar. This is a pretty color by the lip bar. Your brain makes you just put it away. And after being in a coma, you know, and then you wake up to somebody telling you what happened and you desperately want to believe it, you need to add that part in. I desperately wanted to believe that I was living the dream, even after, you know. Then once I figured out, you know, once I came to remember everything, just doing dang TikTok lives. If you ever watched me on TikTok, this is the reason I quit for a while. Because I remembered what was going on. I couldn't tell the story like the wrong way. Yeah, there's so much to unpack, right? I didn't want to tell the story the way that y'all knew it to be, but I couldn't tell it publicly until I could get to a safe place. Everybody's like, he will come get you. He will silence you. And once I got to LA, I was able to talk about it, but a lot of time passed. You know, was it a year? I don't know if it was a year. It felt like a lifetime passed while I was trying to get through it. But fortunately, I had good friends, you know, people that could just keep me straight. And I know they were afraid for me. They had to be afraid for me. My dog is half chocolate lab and half German short-haired pointer. Y'all are awesome today. It's been very quiet today. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your gifts. Who? My dog or the man? He's walking around Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm doing as many live streams and as much content about it as I can to make sure nobody else gets with him. I mean, if somebody does, you know, I've done all I can because it's very likely that they're going to believe him. When I met him, he basically told me like his ex-girlfriend was crazy. My ex-girlfriend is crazy. You know, she is crazy. My ex-girlfriend is crazy. My exes are crazy. Don't listen to them. No. They always say the ex is crazy. The ex is always crazy. So when you talk to them, you won't believe it. It happened in 2018. We're coming up on my 7 years. I'm done with makeup today. My mind is all over the place. I hope y'all enjoyed what we're doing today because my mind is just not right. I am bothered by some things. Actually, this needs more brown. Always back up from your makeup, right? What did somebody say? Abusers are abusers. Yeah, I have to speak on it. I was so scared when I got a stay away order last year, got him out of the house. It was after a whole big rigmarole that happened. He got me arrested. We're not even going to talk about it. They do that. If you're with the narcissist, they're going to provoke and record you. Common tactic, provoke and record, provoke and record. So they can prove to people that you're crazy. All right, you see how she treats me? See that? Listen to her yelling. When in fact, I'm yelling because my dog's tail is bleeding because of him. It was messed up. Yeah, that part. And so then he I can't even think of what I'm saying. Just bad. Yeah, they do the same with text. Yep, they will date you in the text. They will erase parts of what they wrote. The lip bar, I'm going to tag these. I don't think I have these tagged right now, but I'm going to tag them for you. The lip bar is an excellent brand. That gloss is so glossy. I didn't expect it to be that glossy. I'm not sure that's the look I wanted, but yes. Please send us super. Yes, thank you. Please feel free to send us super chat. Those are great. I can see those. Thank you to my moderators. I know it's hard to come in here and delete all the people that are saying ugly things, even though the only thing I ask is that you be respectful, but they can't do it. So these mods are working so hard because of that. I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm done. Crazy eyeshadow, crazy. Well, the lip is not crazy. The lip bar is awesome. I'm going to tag these in the end. This is such good lipstick, and I forget to use it all the time. I'm going to use a different setting spray. This Bare Mineral setting spray, it says 24 hours, and I swear God, I could go to sleep and wake up and my makeup would be perfect. But it's not drying like, oh God. Okay, did you see that? Did you see it? It didn't spray right. It's clogged up. Did you see what it did to me? Did you see? Did you see it? Y'all, I want y'all to really use the community feature because you can make posts there and we can, and my dream would be people to be able to communicate and like a board where you can post whatever you want. And that's kind of what it is. Right? If you're banned, it's because you were rude. If you're banned, it's because you were rude. No other reason. Don't come back. Don't complain. The mods will not be questioned. Their decisions will not be questioned. Oh, it's the Grady drinking water ASMR. He's a big dog. Gotta get hydrated. Grady. No, he's not coming out until he drinks it all. And he puts his nose under the water. Literally in the water when he's really thirsty. He covers his nostrils. Okay, well, this isn't bad. Empowered. I think I have it tagged 0 of 10. Do not recommend. 0 of 10. Not pigmented. The colors are off on application. It's out. 10 of 10. Definitely recommend the powder. Love the powder. And I love the setting spray by Bare Minerals. You should try it. If you haven't, it's one of the best out there, and it doesn't get any attention. I love y'all. I don't know where my head is right now. I'm just like, I think I just need to make like a frozen pizza and sit on the couch for a while. I'm done. Please subscribe to join our community, especially if you wonder, am I with a narcissist? Or if you doubt yourself, what can I do to make him or her treat me better? Definitely, if you're being physically abused and you don't understand why you're staying, there's reasons for all of it. Trauma bonds are strong and they're hard to break. And I think that they get broken as a community. And especially, I'm not saying that this is a mental health resource, but there is always the National Domestic Violence Hotline, even if they haven't laid a hand on you. The best thing I did was contacting the Partnership Against Domestic Violence in Atlanta. You know, the best thing I ever did. And the second best thing I ever did was start watching info about narcissistic abuse. I've been watching it for a year from like Mental Illness. I watch if you don't know him. And he does skits, and it's like, oh my God, that's exactly what happened to me. And it makes you realize two things: that you're not alone, and that these guys are really not fixable. There is no way to fix a narcissist. You have to leave. There's no way to fix an abuser. You have to leave. I do need to write a book. Maybe that's what I need to sit down and do. But right now, I'm going to let these poor mods have their Sunday. I love y'all very much. I will be back on Tuesday, Wednesday. No, I have things. I might have to do Tuesday early in the day because I have a doctor's appointment. I'm going to see my surgeon about taking this out, and I want him to do some other work too. While you're in there, but he doesn't know that yet, so I'm going to ask. And Wednesday, I have a Modern Day Wives event with Shapelex, so I'll be gone. Yeah, Leah's great. I just did his podcast. It's going to come out with me and him, so you need to listen. It was awesome doing it. I'm from North Carolina, too. I think I'll do Tuesday. I don't think I'm doing tomorrow, but I always post. If you will subscribe, I'm always posting the events and the times for them to come up because I'm still working out analytics and scheduling and the best time to be on. Okay? So I love y'all. And if you, hey, Ebony, I'm a burn survivor. Are they already gone? If you start your sentence with I'm not being rude, but, or no offense, but, well, then you're about to be rude or say something offensive. So if you hear that coming out of your mouth, just stop. Stop. North Carolina, raise up. Take your shirt off. Twist it around your head, spin like a helicopter. Yeah, Lee. I did his podcast, but it's not, he hasn't put it out yet. We did it a few weeks ago. So I'll let y'all go. I love you. I think I'll come on early Tuesday and do an actual get ready with me to go to the doctor because I want to look cute to go to Beverly Hills. And yeah, I will see y'all Tuesday. I love you very much. Thank you, subs. You guys are awesome. I know you're working like an impossible mission. Thank you, Joshua. I love y'all. Remember that whatever you're going through, this too shall